Chapter 761. The moment Chen Shang arrived at the transmission array by the side of the ancient spirit Great Land, he heard a person bragging. If you guys came late, you would have been able to see the leader of the Peach Blossom sect, the Peach Blossom Lady. It is said that this Madame Peach Blossom took the full power of her dead husband, and then changed the name of the profound realm to Peach Blossom Fairyland. She founded the Peach Blossom sect, and this Madame Peach Blossom's name seems to be Yao Shumai. A middle-aged man said to a youth. Madame Peach Blossom's father should be the daughter of that deity from Peach Blossom Fairyland. Otherwise, how could a woman like her be able to sit in that position? Especially the Dongfang Jing from the Dongfang family. He is truly a beauty, and it is said that this Dongfang Jing might become the clan leader of the Dongfang family in the future. Another person said. No one knew what happened to Dongfang Profoundlong, but they could be sure that it was impossible for Dongfang Profoundlong to obtain the position of patriarch, and because of that, only people with the bloodline of the patriarch of the Dongfang clan could obtain the position of patriarch. Dongfang Chaochun was just a daughter, so everyone believed that Dongfang Jing would become the patriarch in the future. This little idiot actually came to join in on the fun. Fuck, that idiot Dongfang Chaochun, if he doesn't properly discipline his Dongfang family, he would come to join in on the fun. Chen Shang suddenly started to worry. You must be thinking about that innocent big rabbit. Long Shui chuckled. In Chen Zhang's mind, the scene of Dongfang Jing crying while exposing his chest appeared once again. Just the thought of it made his heart ache. Why are you so anxious? There are quite a few experts there, and they will absolutely not let a single one of their pampered disciples get hurt. Su Meiyao scoffed with faint jealousy. Being strong doesn't mean that they won't encounter danger. This ancient spirit Great Land was originally a world with countless continents colliding with each other, but now it has become so small and its spirit energy is so dense. Furthermore, no one is living on it. There must be some mysterious and powerful power causing it. Chen Shang had killed a lot of strong experts before. These experts could be considered the pinnacle of existences in this new world, but there were some power that could easily take away their lives, making their deaths miserable. For example, that magical corruption gas. I will use the Heaven Tour method to help me take a look. Long Shui said, and immediately began to move, and Chen Shang followed a path into the forest. After a short while, Long Shui said, there's something strange, there's a power restricting my consciousness, and making my consciousness become. It became very heavy, and then the consciousness I released dissipated. Quote. What, is it something like a formation array? Chen Shang asked anxiously. No, it's a natural power. If I were to enter a little, there wouldn't be any problem. In short, this kind of power is very strange. Long Shui said. That group of people moved extremely fast, and Chen Shang very quickly lost the traces left behind by that group of experts. She was unable to follow them any further, so Long Shui could only use the Heaven Tour method to search for an area that she could find. Forget it, I can only try my luck. Chen Shang took out his imperial crystal, seeing if he could sense the mines in the area. Just as he was about to put away the imperial crystal, he heard an angry hissing sound that sounded like it came from an eagle, but was mixed together with the sound of another beast's roar. It's the Kylin Thunder Eagle. Long Shui shouted in shock, a descendant of the fusion of a Qilin and primordial lightning eagle. I never thought that there would be such a rare and unique species in the mortal realm. Is it really that powerful? Chen Shang was overjoyed. He guessed that the group of rankers must have angered this guy. Of course it's powerful. The archaic lightning eagle isn't an ordinary eagle. Its size can grow to be as big as a kunpeng, and the combination of a Qilin and an archaic lightning eagle is the only combination of birds and beasts that can give birth, allowing it to inherit a pure Qilin bloodline. At the same time, it also possesses an archaic lightning eagle's thunder power, so its strength is stronger than a Qilin. Long Shui said. Chen Shang had already turned into a bird, flying towards the direction of the voice. He wanted to see what the sound of the bird looked like. Even Long Shui had never seen it. There was no description of it in her inheritance memories, there was only sound and some information. Sigh, like me, this Kylin Thunder Eagle was thrown into mortal realm. Long Shui sighed with wisdom. You being able to bump into me is also your luck. Long Shui's words almost made Chen Shang fall. Chen Shang immediately snorted. That should be what I say. You being able to meet me is your good luck. It's good for all of us, okay. Long Shui muttered. That's right, so it can't be said to be our luck. It can only be said to be our fate. Since we were able to meet each other, we should understand and appreciate each other. Chen Shang said in all seriousness. I am the Empress Bai Long of the Imperial Dragon race. I will be very powerful in the future. Maybe I can unify the Imperial Dragon race and dominate the entire heaven realm. No, dominating the heavens and the earth. Long Shui said shamelessly. Just with a little gluttonous dragon like you. Chen Zhang's voice was filled with disbelief, as though someone told him that the moon was square. Bragging was also one of Long Shui's hobbies. Chen Shang thought that it was probably because of her inherited memories. Why is there only a sound? Have I been caught? Chen Shang was originally looking forward to the Kylin Thunder Eagle's roar, but it was now very quiet. Captured. This is too embarrassing for a Kylin and an archaic lightning eagle. We, the White Dragon, are also an archaic deviant. This guy even threw away the face of an archaic descendant. He disgraced Ben Long as well. Long Shui immediately issued a series of gnashing teeth words. When Chen Shang transformed into a bird and flew away, Long Shui released the Heaven Tour method to investigate the situation in front of him. It was just that her consciousness would slowly weaken before dissipating, which was something that had never happened before. Chen Shang also tried to use it, but it was the same way, but Long Shui still saw some things. There is no more forest ahead. The Kylin Thunder Eagle was caught. How is that possible? Long Shui only saw it from afar before his consciousness dissipated. Oh yeah, that Kylin Thunder Eagle had even turned back into a human. This humanoid fellow must have had a conflict with those idiots and was attacked during the fight. Long Shui immediately guessed. This was also a more reasonable guess. Chen Shang finally arrived at the scene of the incident and saw that the handsome young man was being suppressed by a few shining enchantments, and beneath the young man was an array disc with broken treasures and weapons scattered all over the ground. Everyone surrounded the young man and was discussing amongst themselves. No wonder they were captured. The experts here were not simple. With so many array discs surrounding them, there was no way for the big bloke to escape. Chapter 762. So this Kylin Thunder Eagle is a little kid. Long Shui laughed. So this Kylin Thunder Eagle is a little kid. Long Shui laughed. Are you targeting him? You want to eat me? Chen Shang teased. You little bad dragon, your taste isn't bad. PFF'd, how could I fall for someone like him, who has been captured by others? No matter what, our young master Shen is much better than him. Long Shui chuckled. The Kylin Thunder Eagle that was transformed into a teenager, had a face full of anger. He roared at the people around him, his eyes filled with killing intent, and was full of enmity towards the foreign invaders. If I'm not wrong, this should be an archaic descendant, Kylin Thunder Eagle. This old man has read about it in an ancient book. I heard that this beast might be even stronger than a Kylin. An old man said with a look of pleasant surprise on his face. All the experts looked at each other, because Kylin Thunder Eagles were very strong, and most of the people had taken action just now. Such a powerful beast, everyone would have thought that it was going to be a problem, because they did not know how to distribute it. He must have been here for a very long time, so he should know a lot of things. Since they don't know how to distribute the treasures, after they save the Kylin Thunder Eagle, this group of idiots don't need to be in so much trouble. Long Shui laughed. Chen Shang was convinced by Long Shui's words. He said it like it was a good thing to steal things, and he even said it clearly. How do I save him? This is not easy to deal with. These experts are no pushovers, and their formation webs are very powerful. Chen Shang said. You have always only understood four-phase magic kung fu, and rarely use earth attributes innate qi, right? Long Shui asked. That's right, Chen Shang nodded, because the four-phase magic kung fu was enough. The four-phase magic kung fu was written from the Taiji Dragon suppressed kung fu, and the reason why the earth attribute inside was not written was because it needs a large amount of mana to unleash the power of the earth attribute, if not, it will be extremely useful. Long Shui said. That water escape technique of yours, was actually made with the earth attribute innate qi. Chen Shang quickly understood what Long Shui was going to do. Are you saying that you want me to make a path for you on the ground under that little guy? Basically, it's like that, but it's even more powerful than your water escape technique. This is from the Taiji Dragon suppressed kung fu, your mana right now is pretty good, you should be able to easily grasp it. Long Shui said. That part of his body immediately appeared in Chen Zhang's mind. It was called the Earth's Spiritual Elephant Arts, and it was mainly used using the Earth attribute innate qi combined with Fa Li, to have a miraculous and powerful strength. Release your Earth attribute innate qi and your Fa Li, just like how you release the Heavenly Dragon Seal S. It's just that the Heavenly Dragon Seal S are in the sky and the Earth's Spiritual Elephant skills are on the ground. Long Shui said. It was not the first time Chen Shang had used the heavenly dragon seal, and he was very experienced with it. He followed his mind and channeled the divine image innate chi and mana, allowing it to quietly gather under the young man. At this moment, the youth was being suppressed by many array webs. Other than a roar, there was nothing else he could do. His body's strength was being suppressed. Earth spiritual elephant, earth escape. The earth attribute innate chi inside Chen Zhang's body suddenly disappeared. And in an instant, it rushed to the ground not far away, only to see a small whirlpool suddenly appearing under the youth's body. The soil there was as gentle as water. The moment the whirlpool appeared, the youth was immediately absorbed into it. The many experts that were discussing intensely had only just reacted. The whirlpool disappeared, the ground there had once again become as stiff as before, and there were no traces of it at all. After Chen Shang used the earth escape technique, the young man was brought over by the earth swirl channel that had suddenly appeared. The young man's face was also filled with surprise, and just when he realized that his entire body was filled with energy, Chen Shang grabbed him and stepped into the spatial gate that was already opened, maintaining a distance from the group of experts. Kid, could it be that you want to look for those people? Chen Shang suddenly threw the handsome youth that was the Kylan Thunder Eagle on the ground. The young man was clad in black armor, and his face was filled with anger. However, he knew that Chen Shang had saved him, otherwise, he would have been trapped by the powerful formation. HMPH. The youth quickly calmed down and snorted angrily. With this little strength of yours, what kind of climate can you achieve? Chen Shang laughed and threw a pill to the young man. It was a profound beast pill, and the smell was also a favorite among all beasts. As expected, the young man did not hesitate to eat it after taking action. My name is Chen Shang, what's your name? Why did it appear here? How did you clash with that group of people? Chen Shang asked with a smile on his face when he saw that the hostility on the boy's face had disappeared. My name is Teng Ying, thank you brother for saving me. The teenager dusted himself off and bowed towards Chen Shang. Long Shui muttered from within the quiet green dragon ring, a useless fellow, treating me as a big brother with only a single profound beast pill, truly a fool, no wonder I was captured. I grew up here, I trained according to my inherited memories by absorbing the spiritual chi of heaven and earth. Occasionally, I would catch a demon beast to eat. Teng Ying could feel that Chen Shang had no ill intentions towards him. This kind of feeling was something that beasts were born with. I originally wanted to catch a big snake, but then I met that group of people. When that group of people discovered me, they attacked me without a second word. My strength was inferior to them, and in the end, Chen Shang patted his head and laughed. Everything is fine now, just watch out in the future. If we were to meet this group of people again, we can just hide somewhere far away. This group of idiots have nothing better to do. Teng Ying coldly snorted, so that's how it is, this group of humans were just discussing how to divide me up, HMPH. Also, you'd better not become that big. It's easy to become that big a target. Chen Shang warned repeatedly. This Teng Ying was probably only at the peak of the 100 refining realm. You may not know about the human world, but I will tell you about it. Chen Shang brought Teng Ying and walked in a certain direction. Elder brother Shen, that group of humans is in that direction. Aren't you afraid of them? At this time, Teng Ying had a very good impression of Chen Shang. Not only had Chen Shang saved him, he even gave him food and food. Don't be afraid, just come with me. When I say you are my friend, they will definitely not touch you. Chen Shang laughed. In this new world, it was not surprising at all that humans could have demonic beast friends, especially those sects that specialized in taming demonic beasts. Chen Shang had told him a lot about the human world along the way. Teng Ying looked forward to it a lot, but they were getting closer and closer to that group of people. Just as the experts were discussing about how to find Teng Ying's trace, Chen Shang and Teng Ying suddenly walked over, startling them. The array formation in their hands, as well as the various flying sword treasures, were about to call out to them, but when they saw Chen Zhang's smiling face, they froze. Chapter 763. Seeing that everyone was ready to attack, Chen Shang laughed. I remember that my 10 billion bounty has already been withdrawn. Even if you guys catch me, the Dongfang family will not give you any rewards. Who didn't know that not only had his 10 billion bounty been withdrawn, it had also received Dongfang Chaochun's gratitude. However, what the crowd wanted to capture wasn't him, but the loyal Kylan Thunder Eagle beside him, which was even more precious than the 10 billion spar. But no one made a move. Chen Shang had a backer, Dongfang Lingyun brought a group of experts to besiege Super Martial School, and in the end, all of them returned with blood because of Huang Jintian's attack. Big brother Chen Shang knew right away that it was Dongfang Jing's little idiot calling him. After Dongfang Jing shouted, seeing that many people were looking at her, she regretted it. Her face was flushed red and she quickly hid behind Dongfang Chaochun. Jing, what a coincidence, you're here too. Chen Shang brought Tang Ying and walked over. Tang Ying was now even more respectful to Chen Shang. He was still a little perturbed when he arrived, but other than the group of experts staring at him with greedy eyes, he didn't move an inch. Tang Ying also returned a furious glare at them. Seeing that Chen Shang and Dongfang Jing's relationship was so close, the young boys and girls who came with him were extremely jealous. Little brother Shen, you've helped us time and time again. I really don't know how to thank you for that. Dongfang Chaochun saw Chen Shang walking over, and anxiously said with a face full of gratitude. Chen Shang felt that obtaining Dongfang Xinyue, this beautiful female slave, was the biggest reward to the Dongfang family, so he immediately laughed. It's nothing, no need to be polite. It's his fault for making a super martial school to do something, but someone like that, my super martial school cannot let him live happily. Chen Zhang's words were also directed towards some of the people present. Even though his super martial school didn't have a large territory, his strength wasn't weak. Chen Shang reached out to pinch Dongfang Jing's innocent and beautiful face, and laughed. Little idiot, you're really bold, to actually dare come to this kind of place. I came with my father. Dongfang Jing lowered his head and said softly. Little brother Shen, you don't have to worry about this. We just want these juniors to come out and gain more experience. Dongfang Chaochun said. Chen Shang shook his head. Training is not like this. This kind of place is not as simple as you think. Chen Shang, you dared to come in here alone, so this place isn't too bad after all. Here, it was also because he had a pretty good relationship with Chen Shang, and also knew many of Chen Zhang's secrets. I came to look for my friend, but my friend said that he was attacked by a group of bastards for no reason. Fortunately, he had some ability, and was able to escape from the hands of these pigs. Chen Shang grinned, and spoke very easily, but that made the experts who made a move earlier flush with anger, as if they wanted to slap Chen Shang ruthlessly in his face, as though they were being scolded. Enough, my friend is bringing me on a treasure hunt. Chen Shang waved his hand, then followed Tang Ying and left. If they started to investigate, they would have to apologize. But Chen Shang was only pointing at Sang Yy, he had only said a few words. This little guy's courage is indeed as great as it's rumored to be. I think that even without Huang Jintian supporting him, he would still be like this. Could it be that he wasn't afraid of us attacking him just now? Yao Shumai said casually. The middle-aged woman had looked over Chen Shang carefully and was the most surprised because she could not see any signs of cultivation in Chen Zhang's body. Madam Peach Blossom, if you had attacked just now, I don't know about the consequences. In short, Huang Jintian probably wouldn't have come looking for you, but you should know that Huang Jintian doesn't dare to leave the profound realm casually. Chen Shang is not relying on Huang Jintian, but even if the big heads of Super Martial School join forces, they will still not be able to defeat you, and even if the entire Chen Martial continent joined forces, they will not count much in your eyes. Back then, beside the demon and devil sinkhole, he had personally witnessed Chen Shang killing each and every expert one of them, fearlessly. I don't believe that if not for Huang Jintian, no matter how strong he is, he would just be a little kid. An old man said in disdain. Oh, if he used 10 relive Dan to reward you, what would happen to you? From what I know, his pill refining skills were not imparted to him by the Super Martial School's mysterious Elder Dan, and he was not Hua Shangyu either. Before he entered the Super Martial School, he already had a solid foundation in pill refining. Lian Yingxiao laughed. What everyone doesn't know is that Fire Divine Palace's Han Lai still owes him a favor. Han Lai did indeed owe Chen Shang a favor. If it wasn't for Chen Shang helping him today, he probably would still be trapped inside the magical corruption gas. Although Han Lai didn't say it, judging from Han Lai's temperament, he would definitely remember this favor. There had been a few experts present who had experienced the incident at Demon and Devil Sinkhole, and they believed without a doubt in this matter. After Chen Shang left, he naturally did not know that others were talking about him. He was currently following Tang Ying and had stayed in the ancient spirit great land for a very long time. Elder brother Shen, Super Martial School is so powerful. Those people just now seem to be scared. Tang Ying said with admiration. Of course, Chen Shang laughed. This group of people are simply bullying the weak and afraid of the strong. If you were very strong, they would definitely hide far away, but if you were very weak, hee. I understand. It's the same here, the strong preys on the weak. Tang Ying nodded. Elder Brother Shen, can I join you? I feel that if I were to interact with humans, I would be able to improve even faster. Quote. He originally only wanted to be friends with Tang Ying, but did not expect Tang Ying to actually want to join his super martial school. Of course you can, his super martial school will definitely be happy to accept you. You can be considered the first beast-like disciple of his super martial school. Tang Ying lived in a cave, and when Chen Shang followed him to the depths of the cave, he could feel a very rich power of the 5 elements. 5-colored spirit bamboo. The moment Su Meiyao sensed this aura, he immediately recognized it. This is the second kind of main ingredient for refining 5 elements profound Dan. The 5-colored bamboo grew very tall, and each section had 5 different colors. It emitted a weak glow in the power of the 5 elements. 5 elements profound Dan only needed 2 main medicinal herbs. Chen Shang already had the 5 dragon crystal fruit, which meant that he would have a large amount of 5 elements profound Dan ingredients. Chapter 764. Tang Ying said, It took me a long time to grow this bamboo, but as my strength increases, it becomes more and more useless to me. If Elder Brother Shen needs it, then I'll go. I'm going to leave this place anyway and walk around the human world. Quote. Of course, Chen Shang would not want Tang Ying's things for nothing. He gave Tang Ying some high-level spirit fruits and profound beast pills, and their value surpassed this 5-colored spirit bamboo, which was also why Chen Shang wanted Tang Ying to stay in super martial school more peacefully. After placing the 5-colored spirit bamboo into the ring, Chen Shang asked, Tang Ying, have you been to the depths of ancient spirit great land? No, the depths are very dangerous. If I go in, I will definitely die. Although I don't know what's inside, my intuition tells me that with my current strength, I will only be courting death. Tang Ying could clearly feel the danger in the depths of his heart. Chen Shang followed Tang Ying to the top of a tall mountain. Looking down, they could only see mountains shrouded in clouds, unable to see what was down below. Now that we're at a place, we'll be at the edge of danger. There's a boundary here. As long as we enter, it would be equivalent to stepping into someone else's territory. Tang Ying looked into the distance with a serious expression. Although Tang Ying was an archaic strange beast, it just landed in the room, growing slowly and with a limited amount of strength, just like Long Shui. If Long Shui did not meet him, his path of growth would have been bumpy, and might even fall into the hands of others. Just as Chen Shang and Tang Ying were chatting casually, a slight tremble came over. However, Chen Shang could tell that it came from the depths of the danger. Those guys are idiots, they actually ran in. Tang Ying gritted his teeth and said, Elder Brother Shen, let's leave this place quickly. If we anger the bunch of powerful fellows inside, we will be in danger. What are those powerful fellows? Chen Shang asked. He was a little worried about Dongfang Jing. I don't know. They look like humans, but they aren't, because they don't have the aura of humans. Tang Ying was at a loss. Chen Shang used a Luotian gate to open a spatial door, then said to Tang Ying, once you enter, you will be at super martial school. When that time comes, go and find Ji Yu Dongchen or Wu Kaming, just say that I recommended it. Tang Ying memorized it and nodded, then asked, Elder Brother Shen, you want to go inside, right? I'm only going in to take a look, there's no need to worry about me. Chen Shang laughed. Be careful. Tang Ying patted Chen Zhang's shoulder, his young and handsome face revealing a rare smile. Tang Ying stepped into the spatial gate and immediately transformed into a black hawk, flying quickly towards the direction of the origin of the vibration. After flying for a short while, Chen Shang sensed an extremely strange energy, as if he had just penetrated an invisible energy barrier. There is indeed something strange. That invisible barrier was formed naturally, but it has been used. As long as we pass through it, we will be detected. Moreover, there will also be remnants of energy on our body. We will be accurately targeted. Long Shui said, you have transformed into a black hawk through mana, so when you enter, you will not be discovered, and your body will not be touched by the energy. So someone was inside. Only humans knew how to use such complicated things. I'm not sure yet. In short, he's a very intelligent guy, and he's also very strong. Look down below, Long Shui said. Chen Shang could clearly see a faint energy aura below the towering ancient trees. This aura was left behind after the Great Battle, and it had even been left behind many years ago. Can the Heaven Tour method be used? Chen Shang asked. No, Long Shui sighed. Very quickly, Chen Shang arrived at a place with traces of a fierce battle. From the chi he had left behind, he could tell that they were all Nirvana realm experts. Looks like I can only use the old method. Become a bird and fly in the lower part of the forest. Long Shui said. I'll try using my nose to see if I can find that little idiot. Ancient trees were everywhere on ancient spirit great land. These trees had absorbed the spiritual chi of heaven and earth for many years, and had grown extremely thick and sturdy. Some had even evolved, and if one was patient, one could find many profound fruit here. I found it. It's easy to distinguish the smell of this little idiot Chen Shang. When she's together with her father, there's also that peach blossom lady. Long Shui said. When Chen Shang and Teng Ying met the group of rankers, he had only glanced at Yao Shumai. He did look rather pleasing to the eyes, but he felt that Dongfang Jing, this little idiot, was more likable. According to the direction that Long Shui was pointing in, Chen Shang could see many traces on the way here. For example, there were some large trees with claws, some footprints on the ground, and some large trees that had collapsed. These footprints were not wearing shoes. They were human footprints, but they were a bit bigger. Moreover, these guys' claws are very sharp, they can release that kind of powerful energy when grabbed. Long Shui looked at the marks and analyzed. It seems like there are many of these things, and they are all in groups. Some of the footprints are very big, but the scars are very shallow, and should be the strongest. Now, what he was sure of was that there was something very similar to a human in this ancient spirit great land, and it was a little bigger than a normal person. We need to get close to that group of things. There are quite a few of them, dozens of them. Long Shui anxiously said. Although he had turned into a bird, if the noise he made was too loud, he would still be discovered. It didn't take long before he saw the things that they had guessed many times. They were indeed people. Other than that, the biggest difference compared to ordinary people was that they had 4 hands, the other 2 were grown from the back, and their arms were even longer and thicker. These extra hands had 10 very sharp fingernails, and from a distance, they looked like cold shining daggers. These people were all bald, with a black dot sticking out from the back of their head. Chen Shang saw from their eyes that this kind of person was like a wild beast, their eyes were filled with brutality and ruthlessness. And among them, there were 3 who were even larger than them, walking in front, releasing low growls one after another. Exiled vile race. Long Shui pondered for a long time before taking a deep breath and said. What? The evil realm? Quote, the reproduction speed and growth speed of this race are very fast, but they don't have much intelligence. Only a few of them have the same intelligence as humans, so they are easily enslaved by their king. Su Meiyao also knew about this race. That's basically the case. Because of this, during the ancient times, it was hard to get along with humans, and humans had to spend a lot of time to change them, but after they were attacked, this race once started a large-scale war, attacking humans and feeding on them because they were all born with strong power. They did not need to cultivate to become stronger, so there was a great threat. Chapter 765. When we were in the primordial era, they all called these guys evil barbarian. Their most powerful move was the pair of hands that they had grown up with on their back. Long Shui said. As Chen Shang followed behind this group of evil barbarian, he could sense a pair of long and thick arms condensing behind their backs. As expected, Dongfang Chaochun and Yao Shumai were being chased closely by this group of evil barbarians, because they had to protect quite a few of their juniors, so they could only run away. Look at the fingernails on their hands. Long Shui shouted. Chen Shang immediately focused his sight on the fingernails on evil barbarians' hands. These nails were like short swords, emitting a kind of white glow, waving the big hands that grew from the back. Those sharp sword nails instantly fell off the fingers like rain, flying towards Dongfang Chaochun and the others. Dongfang Chaochun and Yao Shumai seemed to have experienced this kind of attack before, as they immediately released the innate qi, forming 2 thick walls of the innate qi, blocking behind them. It was also at that time, that fingernails that were like swords, smashed into the first layer of the innate qi's walls, causing the second layer to be filled with cracks. So powerful, their nails grew out again. No wonder they wanted to escape. If they didn't run faster, those young people would have been killed by those nails. Chen Shang exclaimed. Dongfang Chaochun also started to fight back. He threw a punch towards the group of evil barbarian people chasing behind him. The power of the punch turned into countless of fists, causing a large layer of the ground to form, and all the trees were smashed apart by the powerful fist force. In that moment, a large area was flattened. What surprised him was that those evil barbarians were fine, they had just been pushed back. However, when they stood up, they immediately started to chase after them. Their running speed was fast to the point that Chen Xiang could only click his tongue. He did not expect these huge and bulky fellows to be so agile, able to easily jump on the branches of those huge trees after entering the forest. Chen Xiang was unable to see the true strength of these dozens of evil barbarians. If it was 100 refining realm warrior that was hit by Dongfang Chaochun's fist just now, even if they were not dead they would at least be severely injured. However, these evil barbarians were only blown back by the strong force of the punch. Is there any good way to deal with them? Chen Xiang asked. Evil barbarians' physical body is very strong, this is natural, especially when facing off head-on, their endurance is very strong. As for their weakness, it is to attack the pair of arms growing out from their back, and the most effective method is to cut off that pair of arms. Long Shui said. Chen Xiang watched from the sky and realized that the larger three evil barbarians were the leaders, and that they had never attacked before. These guys have split up. Chen Xiang suddenly saw that two of the leaders had brought around 10 or so evil barbarians with them, so he increased his speed and chased after them from two sides. The leaders were already the same as the humans, because right in front of Dongfang Chaochun and the others, a group of evil barbarians suddenly appeared. At this moment, they were all gathered in different directions, and Chen Xiang counted down. No matter how far away they are, those leaders will be able to exchange information, communicate, discuss, and communicate with each other. In the process of pursuing just now, maybe they already had a meeting, so the 10 leaders are most likely having a mutual understanding with each other, so they have a very good teamwork. Long Shui said, she also admired these leaders. For these leaders to bring a group of reckless evil barbarians to attack the human world, that is an extremely terrifying thing to do. Su Meiyao said. Very quickly, Dongfang Chaochun and the rest were surrounded. They only had 2 stronger people on their side. But the evil barbarian had 10 leaders, the other evil barbarian's strengths were also unfathomable, at least they were not something the young men could handle. Haha, foolish humans, we always wanted to go out and destroy you. We never thought that you would come here by yourselves. Don't worry, we won't kill you. You will become our slaves. Chen Xiang could see now that the largest body of the evil barbarian was the stronger it was. Chen Xiang stood on top of a tree and took out the death-haunting arrow that he had recently refined. He locked onto the arms of several tens of evil barbarians. The skins of these fellows are very thick. Let's use the dragon power S. Long Shui said. Chen Xiang immediately activated the innate qi in his body, and turned it into a dragon power and a devil-suppressing holy power. Who are you people? We did not provoke you. Yao Shumai raised her eyebrows and asked coldly. As long as you are human, we have sufficient reasons to annihilate you. We are irreconcilable with you. The leader said ferociously. As long as Chen Xiang was able to see the back of the evil barbarian, most of them would be locked on by Chen Xiang. In order for the arrow he shot to be effective, Chen Xiang had added a little magical corruption gas so that it could break through the defense. This arrow was aimed at dozens of targets, and was not ineffective at all. Chen Xiang had used the innate qi of the 3rd floor. For him who had 1.28 million Junyuan granule, the 3rd floor was extremely terrifying. Go! As Chen Xiang shouted in his heart, the death-haunting arrow that was silently coalescing its crossbow slightly trembled, and a transparent arrow flew out. It then split into tens of smaller arrows, and accurately shot into the arms on the backs of 53 evil barbarians. After the arms behind the evil barbarian were blasted into a bloody mist, a blaze erupted. The flame and the magical corruption gas mixed together and drilled into the bodies of the evil barbarians through their wounds, burning and rotting their internal organs. In an instant, more than 50 evil barbarians fell. Being ambushed made the leader furious. Who is it? Chen Xiang laughed loudly. It's your grandpa. Chase. The leader roared. He did not care about Dongfang Chaochun and the rest, and immediately ran towards the direction of Chen Zhang's voice. Dongfang Chaochun and Yao Shumai looked at each other, then attacked together, aiming at the arms on the backs of the leaders, then used their strongest power to unleash their fastest attack. In merely an instant, that strong aura turned into a violent storm, and countless palm images and fist images followed the storm and smashed onto the backs of the evil barbarians. Because just now, they saw that Chen Zhang's attack was extremely fatal to the evil barbarian, especially after the arm behind him was destroyed, it was basically considered as crippled. And when they attacked the evil barbarian directly earlier, it was unable to harm them. Chapter 766. Dongfang Chaochun took out a long sword and leapt out, moving through the innate chi storm and instantly arriving behind the leaders. She waved the sword and cut off the arms on their backs, and Yao Shumai, unwilling to be outdone, waved the two slender pink long whips, ruthlessly and quickly whipping the thick arms on evil barbarian's back. Every time a whip lashed out with her extremely strong innate chi, an explosion would occur. In the short span of a few moments after Chen Zhang's sneak attack, the leaders were struck back fiercely by Dongfang Chaochun and her, and a large number of them died. Just as Long Shui said, those two arms were the lifeline of the evil barbarian. Once it was destroyed, its power would be greatly reduced and it would not be able to retaliate. The large leader who was laughing sinisterly just now had a face full of anger as he looked at the arms that were chopped off by Dongfang Chaochun on the ground. These leaders did not expect that the person who they had been chasing down the entire time would actually retaliate with such ferocity, and at a strength that was not weak either. Yao Shumai and Dongfang Chaochun were mainly here to protect the young people, to not let go and fight them, so as long as they saved their strength, they could protect the young people as they escaped, and leave this dangerous place. The leader roared and jumped into the forest. But at this moment, a green light flashed, leaving a green arc in the air. The leader's body was also split in half like a crescent moon. Chen Shang slowly floated down, a large domineering green blade in his hand. Hee, without those arms, you actually became so weak. Chen Shang put the green dragon demon slain broadsword on his shoulder and walked towards Dongfang Jing while grinning. You little idiot, you must be scared. Dongfang Jing's jade face was filled with fear. Seeing that Chen Shang had arrived, she smiled sweetly at him and nodded. Yao Shumai and Dongfang Chaochun were just about to speak out to thank Chen Shang, but Chen Shang suddenly shouted in front of them, "You guys truly aren't listening to their advice, coming in and causing trouble. There are a lot of people here, and this is just outside. Everything you guys have met are just for fun. If you were surrounded by a large group of people, I won't be able to save you." Yao Shumai was actually the one who extended a helping hand. If it wasn't for Chen Zhang's help, they would definitely have fallen into a bitter battle. Young Master Shen, you're right. Thank you, young Master Shen, for saving me. Yao Shumai arrived in front of Chen Shang and gave a bland smile. He bowed to Chen Shang, causing the disciples of the Peach Blossom Fairyland to be dumbstruck. Chen Shang put away the green dragon demon slain broadsword that was dripping with blood and laughed. Hee, Madam Peach Blossom didn't invite my super martial school as a guest earlier, she's probably afraid that I would cause trouble. This caused Yao Shumai's jade face to redden. She did not expect Chen Shang to say such words in front of her, which made her feel slightly embarrassed. Yao Shumai did not refute him. With a blushing face, he smiled and nodded, "Please forgive me. In the future, whenever young Master Shen comes to the Peach Blossom Fairyland, we will welcome him at any time." Quote. Chen Shang pointed in a direction, "If you want to go in this direction, you can leave this place. When you came in, you already possessed a bit of energy, and will be easily detected by that group of people. They are primordial evil barbarians, sealed here, so after you leave the great natural formation that seals them, you all aren't afraid of being hunted down." "What about the others?" Dongfang Chaochun asked. "Let them be, I'm only here to save the little fool. But now, I want to take a look in the depths." Chen Shang pinched Dongfang Jing's face tightly, then fled into the forest and disappeared. "Big brother Chen Shang, be careful along the way." Hearing that Chen Shang was about to go deeper in, Dongfang Jing was startled, she anxiously shouted, but she could no longer see Chen Shang. Just as Chen Shang left, Lian Yingxiao flew over with a smile. "I didn't expect that the matter of the hero saving the beauty would be snatched away by Chen Shang. Island Lord Lian, after we send these young people out, we must return. The situation here is not good, and if there are any serious casualties, we must take responsibility. After all, we were the experts who proposed to carry out these activities." Yao Shumai said with a serious face. Lian Yingxiao nodded his head. "This is something that I must do. You guys should have stopped Chen Shang just now and asked him about some things regarding this place. He and that Kylan Thunder Eagle are friends, you guys should know something." Chen Shang did not know much about the evil barbarian, he only knew the weaknesses of the evil barbarianess. He was just curious how the evil barbarian empire operated in the depths of the ancient spirit Great Land. The ancient spirit great land was formed from multiple continents colliding together, so the spirit energy was extremely dense. However, Chen Shang did not come across any spirit medicines along the way, but instead, he met places with spirit medicines. When he passed by, he could still feel the remnant aura. This footprint is the footprint of a shoe. It looks like a normal person, but it doesn't leave any breath. Moreover, there aren't many footprints. It must have come from a tree. After Chen Shang saw the footprints, he started to ponder. Looking at the traces, it should have been some time. Could it be that someone came here to gather spirit medicine frequently? Chen Shang had to be even more careful now. In this area, it was very easy for some spiritual herbs to grow. He walked around and found that there were dozens of humans that had been here before. However, it was hidden very well, and was not discovered by the evil barbarian. Or else, after it was discovered by the evil barbarian, this group of people would be able to kill the evil barbarian. Long Shui said. The deeper they went, the denser the spiritual qi became. Although there was a certain distance between them and the profound realm, it was much denser than the spiritual qi of many big sects. One must know that when big sects were built, they were only decided by selecting thousands and thousands of other big sects. It might be a demon beast in human form. Su Meiyao's words made Chen Zhang's heart tremble. The majority of the humanoid beasts were from the nirvana stage, and they were very strong. Although the ancient spirit great land didn't have as many people as the others, the hidden dangers made many strong practitioners have no choice but to treat them with caution. Chen Shang turned into a common green bird, flying in the dense forest. It could avoid being attacked by some demon beasts that had strong concealing abilities. After flying for half a day, Chen Shang suddenly heard a threatening and ruthless voice, "If you don't hand over the spirit herbs that you've harvested, I'll pinch this little girl to death." This voice was somewhat familiar to Chen Shang. He could hear that it was one of the experts, and very quickly, he saw an infuriating scene. A middle-aged man wearing a blue robe was pinching the nape of a 5 to 6-year-old girl, lifting her up. Chen Shang was furious. From the middle-aged man's service, he knew that the middle-aged man was from Thunder Heaven School. Chapter 767. The middle-aged man menacingly threatened the three beast-skinned muscular men. Their faces were also filled with anger, and there were traces of blood at the corners of their mouths. They had 1 or 2 bloody holes on their bodies, and their faces were ugly. The swords in their hands had traces of blood on them, so it was likely that they were the ones who had pierced through the 3 burly men's bodies. Their faces were also brimming with complacent smiles. The humans outside are indeed the same as the evil barbarian, it's just that they're even more despicable and vicious than the ones in the evil barbarian. A one-eyed man roared angrily and took out some spiritual medicines that were emitting dense amounts of spiritual energy. They had just collected these. When Chen Shang saw this, he was infuriated. Thunder Heaven School was, after all, a very famous sect in this new world. This guy, he should be the leader of the Thunder Heaven School. Lei Durong, definitely cannot let him go. Chen Shang took out the death-haunting arrow, condensed it into dragon power and released it. He wanted to control the magical corruption gas very precisely, as long as it was enough to make the inner body of the Thunder Heaven School become dirty and rotten. Shui Yi, watch the timing. Use your mana to save that little girl. We can't let this guy succeed. Chen Shang said, as the condensed crossbow arrow shot out angrily. After the arrow was shot out, Lei Durong immediately sensed that someone was sneaking an attack on him. The moment he relaxed, a strange power made the girl in his hand suddenly drop her hand and shout towards the one-eyed man. Who? Lei Durong roared angrily. Chen Zhang's arrow did not pierce through his body, but was blocked by a powerful armor. Even so, the magical corruption gas still spread out on Lei Durong's body, went through his clothes and armor, and drilled into his body through his skin. Lei Durong was indeed a leader of a sect, and very quickly, he found out that he was poisoned, and hurriedly swallowed a high-level detoxification pill. He sat down cross-legged and started meditating. He knew that the poison was extremely terrifying, and was wreaking havoc in his body. The word, die, was a bit unfamiliar to the warriors who had just crossed the 8th tribulation of Nirvana realm. Usually, they would only feel this kind of fear when facing Nirvana doom, but now that he felt the strange poison aura in his body, he could not help but feel a deep sense of fear. Protector, don't let anyone near me. The guy that plotted against me is definitely not strong, or else he would have appeared a long time ago. Lei Durong growled, and had the 3 disciples beside him surround him. When the sturdy guys saw this, they knew that someone was trying to save them from the shadows. They were carrying the girl and wanted to leave, so Lei Durong groaned and released a strong force that pushed the few men down to the ground. The girl, who was protected by the one-eyed big guy, did not get hurt. Lei Durong had to pay a price for this. Just now, with his luck, the poison spread even faster, causing his internal organs to rot, and he quickly took out a bottle, but he was immediately smashed by Chen Zhang's arrow. Despicable. Lei Durong trembled, gritted his teeth, and spat out a few words. Chen Shang took out the green dragon demon-slain broadsword, and as expected, it flew from a distant tree. In a few breaths' time, it arrived in front of Lei Durong. "I'm afraid I'm not as despicable as you, old turtle." Chen Shang chuckled. It was actually Chen Shang. Lei Durong felt a sweetness in his throat and almost vomited blood. He, a dignified leader of a sect, was actually ambushed by this brat, Chen Shang, and he was poisoned. "You and I have no enmity with each other, why did you try to harm me?" Chen Shang shouted in a low voice. Chen Shang possessed a large number of relived an, so he naturally could possess powerful poisons as well. Lei Durong never dared to underestimate alchemist, because the pills given by alchemist could not only save people, but also kill people in formless, causing them to die miserably. Chen Shang laughed coldly. "These people also have no enmity with you, why are you snatching other people's spirit medicine? You even use a child to threaten me. You don't have the right to ask me that question, I just can't bear to see you do it." Quote. "As long as you give me the antidote, I can apologize to them and compensate them." Lei Durong clenched his fists tightly. It was not easy for him to get through the 8 tribulations of nirvana, and he was not willing to die like this. Chen Shang laughed. "I don't trust you." Just then, a disciple of the Thunder Heaven School suddenly flew out in the direction of the girl. Chen Zhang's reaction was not slow either, he flashed towards her and at the same time, chopped the Thunder Heaven School disciple into 2 halves. It was just a single slash, yet a disciple of the 100 refining realm was sliced off by Chen Shang like tofu. The armor on his body was completely useless. Chen Shang could guess that all of this was because of Lei Durong's divine sense. Humph! Chen Zhang's divine blade shook, releasing a clear dragon's roar, and the blood on it was also shaken into a bloody mist. The remaining 2 disciples started trembling, they knew that Lei Durong did not have the power to resist, if not they would have killed him already. They were afraid that Chen Zhang's strong poison would have noiselessly poisoned a powerful warrior like him. You. Before Lei Durong could finish his words, Chen Shang flashed forward and shouted coldly, "Die!" The blood was black and carried a strong poison, causing the 2 disciples to feel weak from head to toe. Their powerful leader died in front of them just like that, killed by a little ghost. But they were not afraid for long, and fell into a deep slumber forever. After Chen Shang killed Lei Durong, they also killed the 2 disciples. Chen Shang released a wisp of flame which carried the devil-suppressing holy power. It was able to burn the poison within a short period of time and cleanse the place completely. "Are all of you okay?" Chen Shang walked over and supported the one-eyed burly man up, then smiled at the cute girl who was crying like the rain. "Thank you for saving us. Looks like the humans outside are all like those guys." The man looked at Chen Shang with awe. They knew of Lei Durong's strength, they were like ants in Lei Durong's eyes, but they were still slaughtered by him. No need to be polite, these guys are good people wherever there are people. However, once they take a fancy to something they want, they will be more dangerous than anyone else. Chen Shang laughed. Chen Shang chatted with the 3 big-sized men for a while before he found out that they were native to this place, called the Ancient Spirit Race. This was also the place where the evil barbarian originated from. They had absorbed the same amount of energy as the evil barbarian, so they were sealed here and could not leave. Their overall strength was actually not weak, comparable to the evil barbarians. Which elder did they come out with? It was only because that elder went to chase after a powerful ancient beast that he made them wait here, and then met Lei Durong. He just so happened to see them picking those rare spirit medicines, so Lei Durong was greedy and wanted to snatch them away. Chapter 768. The ancient spirit clan only had a bit more than 1,000 people. The name of their village was the Ancient Spirit Village. The houses in the village were all made of green jade-like stones. It was said that they had been there for hundreds of thousands of years, and were extremely sturdy. The moment Chen Shang walked into the village, Long Shui immediately said, "This village is not simple, there are quite a few powerful people, and they are even inside a transparent profound realm." Just by saying that you can see the outside scenery inside the profound realm, but you can't see in from the outside, this kind of profound realm is very special, very rare. The edge of the village was just a few densely packed forests. Chen Shang released his divine sense, but was unable to penetrate through, which showed that what Long Shui said was true. Because Chen Shang saved the few big men, he was invited to this place. What surprised Chen Shang was that the village head of the ancient spirit village actually personally came to receive him. Chen Shang chatted with the big men along the way and knew that the village head of the ancient spirit village was the strongest person here. His name was Ji Yuhua. He was a kind, white-haired old man, and when he walked out, he immediately smiled and said to Chen Shang, "It has been a long time since someone from the outside came in. Little brother, you have saved these few kids. Please come in." Seeing the ancient saying, Chen Shang had a strange unspeakable feeling, and this feeling felt very familiar. He followed Ji Yuhua to a very simple hall, and that familiar feeling became even stronger. Ji Yu Dongchen. It's just that Ji Yu Dongchen hid his presence very well. Could it be that Ji Yu Dongchen came out of the ancient spirit village? A thought flashed in Long Shui's mind, and he immediately said in shock, "This ancient spirit great land is very far away from the mortal martial realm, why would Ji Yu Dongchen appear here?" Chen Shang was also extremely shocked in his heart. That familiar aura was indeed very similar to Ji Yu Dongchen's. In addition, Chen Shang also realized that this Ji Yuhua and he have something in common, that is, they are very thrifty. Because an outsider suddenly came to the ancient spirit village, many curious children came to watch, but they were all driven away by Ji Yuhua. Ji Yuhua passed Chen Shang a cup of tea. It was pitch black and had a rather pungent smell. Chen Shang received it and took a sip, almost spitting it out. Village Chief Ji Yu, the taste of this tea, it's weird. Although the taste was bad, Chen Shang could only swallow his words. Oh, maybe it's been too long. Ji Yuhua's old face reddened, and she poured herself a pot of water so that Chen Shang could eat it. This guy is too stingy. He actually used all these tea leaves that have been placed for who knows how long to make guests drink. He has the same moral character as Ji Yu Dongchen. Long Shui groaned. Village Chief Ji Yu, have any of you left the ancient spirit great land before? Chen Shang asked. His intuition told him that Ji Yu Dongchen might be one of these people. Ji Yuhua stroked his beard and nodded. There are a few people who have left before, but all of them have used very special methods, such as the transmission array, or were taken away by outsiders. Hearing Ji Yuhua say this, Chen Shang was sure that Ji Yu Dongchen was one of those brats and it was very possible that he was taken away by his senior brother. Sigh, our ancient spirit clan is just too unlucky. We absorbed the same energy as the evil barbarian, drank the same water, and then somehow, a natural formation suddenly appeared. In the end, we were trapped here for many years. Ji Yuhua sighed. But our ancestors said before, that it was because this is a very dangerous place that a human neither human nor ghost was born here. Originally, we were going to move away, but we couldn't bear to part with this village, because it was very safe here. The evil barbarian had attacked us multiple times and they couldn't do anything to us. We'll be trapped here forever. Quote. Although Ji Yuhua was a powerful warrior with unfathomable strength, he looked like an old man in his late 20s. Little brother, can you tell me what is going on outside? There have never been so many people entering that natural array before. Ji Yuhua asked curiously. Chen Shang nodded and then told Ji Yuhua about the New World's matter. This caused Ji Yuhua to look at Chen Shang in fear. Is it finally coming? I never thought that it would happen in my generation. Ji Yuhua frowned and muttered. Seeing Ji Yuhua's expression, Chen Shang had a bad premonition. He anxiously asked, what is coming? Great War between Three Realms. Our ancestor said that the last time Great War between Three Realms would start from our ancient spirit Great Land. Ji Yuhua said. One last Great War between Three Realms. Previously, Long Shui had already guessed that if the demon dweller and the Three Realms fused together, this would be the last time for the Great War between Three Realms. Chen Shang drank the tea in one gulp, then asked with a serious expression, starting from ancient spirit Great Land, what does that mean? Ji Yuhua laughed desolately. The first demonic path of the New World is opened from here. The reason the ancient spirit Great Land gave birth to the evil barbarian is because the space here is very weak and the demon and devil realms' energy can penetrate here, which is why the evil barbarian turned out to be like this, a fusion of demons, and humans. Chen Shang immediately stood up and clenched his fists. I need to go back immediately and let everyone prepare. If necessary, we need to seal this place. Ji Yuhua shook his head. I can't seal it, you'll know when the time is right. When that passage is opened, the powerful spatial energy it generated will tear apart the natural formation, and then, a very large tunnel would appear. It looks like the 3 continents are connected together. Chen Shang now understood why so many continents in this world had collided together back then. It was because space was shrinking, and not long after, a very large spatial passageway would appear here. Great war between 3 realms would start from here. This is the last time the 3 realms will be opened, because it won't be closed any longer. There will be countless tunnels into the new world, and the 3 realms will be fused together. Ji Yuhua said. Suddenly, a weak tremble came over. Ji Yuhua immediately stood up and walked out of the house, raising his head to look at the sky, only to see 2 gigantic black holes appearing there. What's that? Chen Shang opened his eyes wide, his face was filled with shock, and the 2 gigantic black holes were slowly descending. Passages, a passageway to the demon world and the demon world, as long as they land on the ground, the ancient spirit great land will become larger, double the amount of land, which is the world structure of the demon world and the demon world. The passageway, the world channel to the demon world, will become larger, double the number of times the amount of land, which is the world structure of the demon world and the demon world. Chen Shang finally understood that the mortal martial realm was connected to the demon and devil realms, and the other side of the great devil mountains was connected to the ocean. But now, the great war between 3 realms had begun. The first of the 3 realms passage would be born in the ancient spirit great land. Chapter 769. If the ancient spirit race hid in the profound realm, they would naturally be fine. But, it was hard to say for themselves where else. Fortunately, each world had only one path. If each continent had only one path, then things would become troublesome. I didn't expect it to start so soon. I have to go back and prepare. Chen Shang had originally thought that there was enough time to wait for him to cross the Nirvana Doom, but now, the first passage had already appeared. The passage above the Chen Martial continent would probably appear soon. Be careful. Ji Yuhua nodded, then sent Chen Shang out of the ancient spirit village. When Chen Shang came outside, he felt an extremely dense demonic aura. He took out the Luotian gate, and wanted to open a spatial tunnel, but did not succeed because the space was very unstable and there were tyrannical spatial fluctuations everywhere. Now we can only fly back. Chen Shang turned into a bird and quickly flew in the forest. At the same time, in the dangerous places filled with demonic aura on many continents of the New World, the spatial energy fluctuations were extremely intense. These places were all the same as the Chen Martial continent, they were all places where the demonic tunnels appeared in the same world. Because the great war between 3 realms was nearby, all of the continents sent people to watch. At this moment, Ji Yu Dongchen received the news, and immediately became anxious. The big shots of the various forces in the mortal martial realm were gathered together, the other realms were also in the same state. At this moment they had become extremely united, or else they would be destroyed, and no matter how many resources they had, they would have no chance of using them. When the experts from the ancient spirit Great Land S encountered the evil barbarian S, they tactfully stayed far away. When the passage appeared, they basically came to the coastal transmission array and saw the huge black hole in the sky. Could it be that the ancient spirit Great Land is the center of this new world? Generally, this sort of place is the weakest. Bai Yuyu said. When he first entered the sacred Dan realm, he came from the center of it. It's very possible, Long Shui said. If that's the case, then the center of the demon realm is not so simple. The people there are all strong, it's the gathering place of the devil race. Bai Yuyu said. Chen Shang had seen the people of the devil clan before, and they had even been killed before, so he didn't think that they were powerful at all. Although you've killed those people with the surname demon, they aren't of pure devil bloodline. If they have pure devil bloodline, then those at the same level as you won't be weaker than you. Bai Yuyu said very seriously. I understand. To make Bai Yuyu be so serious, Chen Shang knew that Bai Yuyu was worried about him and wanted him to be careful. Chen Shang did not notice what happened to the 2 gigantic black holes. He only felt that a burst of spatial energy was becoming more and more tyrannical, and that the natural formation would definitely be destroyed because of this. At that time, the evil barbarian would be able to leave the ancient spirit Great Land, and if those evil barbarians were controlled by the demon and devil realms, it would be unimaginable. There's a situation. Someone is coming. It's an intense demonic energy. It should be the people from the demon world. Long Shui anxiously said. Interesting, someone can actually turn into a bird. A gentle yet curious voice suddenly came out, only to see a black net enveloping them. It moved as fast as lightning and trapped Chen Shang, pinning him down on the ground. Chen Shang immediately reverted back to his human form, feeling extremely shocked in his heart, because someone actually saw him in his human form. Long Shui had said before, only the experts of the divine way could see through him. How did you do it? If I didn't have the demonic saint's divine vision, I wouldn't even be able to see it. A snow-white man wearing a luxurious black robe lightly landed in front of Chen Shang. From time to time, a red glow flashed across one of his eyes. Soon after, 2 men and 2 women also landed on the ground. The moment they landed, the surrounding trees were suddenly turned into black ashes, and then were blown away by a strong wind. A charming purple-haired woman said with a disgusted tone, "I hate these trees. I want to destroy them." The hundreds of trees in the surroundings were all destroyed in an instant by this woman, and the technique she used was very strange and terrifying. Chen Shang, who was trapped in the black net, was dumbstruck. He knew that the 3 men and 2 women that surrounded him were all strong young experts in the demon world, and it was very possible that they were the devil race that Bai Yu mentioned had pure blood. Is this the man of the human world? My looks are pretty good, and my figure is even better than all of you. It's just that my strength is a bit lacking, so I really want to offer my first time to such a handsome man in the mortal world. A red-haired lady said charmingly as she twisted her mature and charming body. Her eyes flickered with a red light, as if she was trying to hook away Chen Zhang's soul. The purple-haired woman, who hated trees, giggled. Big sis wants to use him to train, right? Look at him, he's very calm. The red-haired girl saw that Chen Shang was not bewitched by her and said in shock, "My bewitching eyes are useless against him, it seems he is not simple. I really want to see his performance on the bed." Before, Chen Shang had heard Bai Yu say that there were some women in the demon world who would use some strong and handsome men to cultivate. "Let me ask you, how did you become a bird?" The voice of the white-faced man who looked like a woman asked. It was he who had covered Chen Shang with the black net. Chen Shang stood up, let out a cold snort, and his body shook. The transparent and colorless devil-suppressing holy power erupted, turning the black net into black powder. "How did I become one has nothing to do with you. Why should I tell you?" Chen Shang sneered. Even though he was surrounded by 5 powerful devil cultivators, he was not afraid in the slightest. Looking at the floating black powder, the 3 men and 2 women were stunned. "Number 2, this is the magic weapon that you think is the most powerful," the mature red-haired lady said as she frowned. She was extremely cautious towards Chen Shang. When the white-faced man saw that his magic equipment had been destroyed, he was instantly enraged. However, his voice was still gentle. "Big sister, no matter how much you like him, I will still turn him into a pile of minced meat and eat him bit by bit. Lauer, this is the prey that elder sister has set her eyes on. Leave it to me. After I finish training, I should have more bones to eat." The red-haired woman let out a cold laugh. Her hands suddenly turned red, and a pair of red claws appeared on the back of her hands. Chen Shang heard others discussing how to eat his flesh and bones and felt upset. He never thought that he would be so delicious in the eyes of these devil cultivator. The red-haired girl smiled charmingly. Her clothes suddenly fell apart, leaving only 2 pieces of cloth on her body. One piece of jade peak was wrapped around her chest while the other wrapped around her waist, revealing her proud figure. However, Chen Shang was not moved by her actions. One must know that this woman was very bad. She actually wanted to use him to train, and even gave his bones to someone else to eat after cultivating. Nice focus. The red-haired woman knew that Chen Shang was strong, but she knew that she was not weak. As she spoke, she had already floated in front of Chen Shang and used her red claws to attack him ferociously. Chapter 770. The red-haired girl's punches were extremely fast. Countless of red punches enveloped Chen Shang, as though each punch was able to pierce through Chen Zhang's body, but what surprised everyone was that Chen Shang was able to dodge all of them. Shameless! Chen Shang scolded. He grabbed the empty door of the red-haired girl, and slapped it, fiercely hitting that extremely charming cheek. When his palm touched that smooth and silky cheek, he did not care about the woman at all, and immediately released 10 explosive sounds. It was actually the 10th layer of devil-suppressing power. This power was very harmful to the demons. Now that it had been verified, the woman's face swelled up and her beautiful jade teeth were completely shattered by the violent devil-subduing method. Her originally beautiful face now looked completely different. Big sister. The 3 men and 1 woman who were watching from the side hurriedly started to shout. Their faces were full of anger, but they did not attack because they knew that the red-haired woman did not like people interfering with her battle. Chen Shang could only smile, and took out a very big mirror and threw it over. The red-haired lady looked at herself in the mirror, and immediately became angry. "I will tear you apart." The red-haired woman was furious. Just then, Chen Shang asked, "Are you from the Demon Eye clan?" This was what Bai Yu had told him, that the red-haired woman had enchanting eyes, the other man had that Saint Devil's divine vision, the other three people must have had it too, but they did not say it out loud. "That's right," the red-haired girl immediately replied. She turned into a red shadow and pounced towards Chen Shang, her speed much faster than before, her red claws even leaving a scratch on Chen Zhang's face, but that was all, because Chen Shang still dodged it. Chen Shang laughed. Other than their powerful eyes, the demonic eye clan are lacking in everything else. "I thought you guys are the strongest in devil race, that's disappointing." At this moment, the 5 youths of the Demon Eye clan were all secretly surprised. This was because even the demon realm forces did not know about the internal situation in the devil race. "Enough to kill you, what are your last words now? You have already been poisoned by my poison." The red-haired woman suddenly laughed. Although her face was in pain when she laughed, she was truly happy. Just as the red-haired girl was laughing wildly, Chen Shang suddenly disappeared and appeared in front of the red-haired woman in the blink of an eye. After that, she threw out a punch and another 10 explosions sounded out, and this time, Chen Shang even used dragon power, as the 2 types of berserk energies fused together, causing the lethality of the demon to increase, and with just one punch, the red-haired woman almost spat out all the shattered air and dirt in her body. "Big sis, how could you?" the man with the Saint Devil divine vision shouted in shock, and Chen Shang had already flashed in front of him. The slaughter god's hand released a terrifying killing intent that made people despair, bringing an extremely berserk purple lightning that struck the man's Saint Devil divine vision. Although this punch was not made using dragon power, for Chen Shang who possessed Thunder Soul, the lightning here was equally terrifying. It was only one punch, but the man's Saint Devil divine vision exploded, and the strong tap numbed the man's head, causing him to faint instantly. Whether they were dead or alive was unknown, and the remaining 3 people were incomparably shocked, because this was different from their understanding of the human world. In the demon world, the people of the human world were incomparably weak, but the Chen Shang in front of them was far more powerful than they could imagine. "Let's attack together," the purple-haired woman shouted out loud. She took out a black pole and rushed towards Chen Shang. However, before she could even take a few steps forward, had already arrived in front of her, and a vicious lightning fist exploded in her eyes. The 2 men were also wrapped by the water vines, and the water vines were all wrapped up by Chen Zhang's devil-suppressing holy power, making it difficult for them to escape. This was what Bai Yu had told him. As long as he could harm their eyes, he would be able to make the innate chi in his body chaotic and unusable, and at the same time, destroy their powerful demon eyes. Chen Zhang's 2 men were also beaten black by Chen Shang. Although they did not die, they could still be considered to have been destroyed for the rest of their lives. This was Great War between 3 realms' first battle. Chen Shang wanted these 5 fellows to go back and tell the demon world that they had won their first battle. So weak. Chen Shang rubbed his fist and turned back into a bird, quickly flying away from this place. There were people from the demon realm here. It seemed like they had already occupied the interior of the ancient spirit great land, and those evil barbarians had also been conquered by them. Bai Yu said, "Although these 5 people are not the strongest, but their demon eye is very strong. From their service and demonic techniques, their position in devil race is not low, but the demon eye race is usually in a supportive position. For example, if it's someone that has weak willpower, no matter if it's men or women, they would all be bewitched by them." Chen Shang curled his lips, "But it's already gone, I just punched her in the eye. This kind of person, compared to Sister Meiyao, is 1,000 times worse. You actually want to seduce me. You can't even compare to the little Mimi of the little bad dragon, and you still dare to show off in front of me." Of all the women by Chen Zhang's side, regardless of their size, which one of them could be said to be infatuated with a dead person without paying with their life? He had been honed long ago. Apart from these women, it was really hard for other women to make him take off his pants. Ever since he ate Hua Shangyu, the thing in his crotch received a lot of comfort and admiration and became much more obedient. At the same time, it made his vision even higher. By the side of the ancient spirit great land, many experts had already gathered, and the young people were already teleported away. When Lian Yingxiao saw Chen Shang rushing over with a solemn face, he knew that something big had happened in the ancient spirit great land. What's going on inside? Yao Shumai asked anxiously. The dense demonic chi made her face turn serious. Has started. From here on, all of you should quickly go back and make your preparations. The ancient spirit great land was the center of this new world, and the tunnel was also the center of it. Didn't the devil subduing college say that? In the center of demon and devil realms are some powerful fellows. Chen Shang said. This caused all the experts to be moved. They had already guessed this, but they just couldn't believe it had happened so quickly. Chapter 771. The experts did not leave as they were discussing what to do next. At the same time, they were waiting for the warriors who had entered to hunt the demon beasts. You guys better hurry up, demon and devil realms' group will quickly occupy this place, this transmission array cannot be used by them. Chen Shang said. But Leader Lei hasn't come out yet. We haven't seen him and his 3 disciples. An old man said. Thunder Heaven School and his 3 disciples had already been killed by Chen Shang, so they naturally would not come out. Chen Shang casually said. Then you guys can decide. I'll be leaving first. Just as Chen Shang stepped into the transmission array and was about to open it, he said to the rest of them, you all hurry up and leave. When Chen Shang was inside, he could not use the Luotian gate to open the spatial tunnel, and the principle of the transmission array was the same. If the space was not stable and they tried to teleport by force, the consequences would be dire. Chen Shang activated the transmission array and returned to the Super Martial School. At this moment, the entire Super Martial School and the outside Heaven Door City were shrouded in panic. Although the passageway did not appear, the Great Devil Mountains was emitting an extremely strong demonic aura, and the news quickly spread throughout the Chen Martial continent because this was the prelude to the opening of the tunnel. Furthermore, a few experts of the mortal martial realm were gathered here, discussing on how to retreat together. The Great Devil Mountains was very close to the Devil Continent, and the warriors who cultivated in the evil way had long retreated, because they were now respectful to the demons, and worried that they would be exterminated, and had no choice but to behave themselves and join forces with the righteous sects. Great Devil Mountains and Devil Continent were both very close to the shore. They used to be the most intense place among the great war between 3 realms as above, because this was the place that was connected to demon and devil realms. Chen Shang was currently high in the sky, looking down at the distant region shrouded in black fog. Looks like it's going to be soon. Such a dense demonic aura means that a small opening has been opened in the space. Some demons should be coming. Bai Yuyu said. This was not the first time Chen Shang had come to the Great Devil Mountains. This time, he indeed felt a very strong demonic aura from the people here, which was the same as the one he felt in the ancient spirit Great Land. The demon passage that is connected to the ancient spirit Great Land is the headquarters of the demon and devil realms. The world at the heart of the demon realm is extremely powerful. I wonder how long this fierce battle will continue for. Bai Yuyu sighed. Chen Shang returned to the Super Martial School, waiting for Ji Yu Dongchen and the others to return from their meeting. During that time, he had refined some pellets, especially the healing antidote, because the demon and devil realms as an evil demon's use of poison was best at it. At this time, the various worlds all knew that the great war between 3 realms was coming, and Dance City was even more crowded. Many warriors had spent their entire life savings to buy life-saving pellets, but at this point of time, the pellet stores were running out of supplies. The Super Martial Profound Realm had already opened up some areas and built many houses. If the Chen Martial continent were to fall, the Super Martial Profound Realm would become a refuge, and at that time, as long as the doors to the Profound Realm were closed, the demons would not be able to come in. The group of big shots in Mortal Martial Realm had already been in a meeting for 3 whole days, and upon Ji Yu Dongchen and Wu Kaiming's return, Chen Shang immediately went to look for them. Junior Master, the situation is very serious. Although the various powers have agreed to send people to guard the Great Devil Mountains, there are not many people who would let go. Furthermore, there are some powers that are pessimistic and think that they will not be able to defend the Great Devil Mountains. Ji Yu Dongchen sighed. How can they think that? Didn't they successfully defend it 100,000 years ago? Chen Shang said. He paid a very heavy price to successfully defend it 100,000 years ago. Fortunately, there are a few powerful forces in the continent of the king that are willing to send extra people. I wonder if there will be any warriors willing to join when the time comes. Wu Kaiming said. Chen Shang thought for a moment, then said, you and the other big shots of the Chen Martial continent should discuss this with each other. Using the demon's head to exchange for a spar, this can motivate many people to join. After all, killing demon and demon beasts are the same. They all need to take risks, but you all need to have enough spar to buy the demon's head. This is a good idea. The spar are not a problem, we big sects have a lot of them. Wu Kaming laughed, but Yu Dongshan could only lament. As a leader, he had to bleed a lot of blood. Oh right, Lu Munger didn't participate, she only sent an elder over. What is she busy with? This is the time, Yu Dongshan said. Chen Shang was Lu Munger's man, so he believed that Chen Shang definitely knew about it. Lu Munger and Dongfang Xinyue were researching about how to create a profound realm. If they succeeded, then this would be exciting news. To deal with demons, the power of the Divine Weapons Heavenly Country was essential, because the Divine Weapons Heavenly Country had many weapons. The majority of the disciples in the Divine Weapons Heavenly Country were excellent experts in laying out formations, and all of them were extremely armed warriors. I'll go take a look. Recently, she has been researching very powerful formations, and she has been preparing them for the Great War between three realms. Chen Shang also wanted to ask Shui Shenxian about the relationship between him and Leng Yulan. This was an important place and also the place where Lu Munger refined his artifacts. Chen Shang had once been to this place, allowing Lu Munger to use her white jade dragon cauldron to refine his flesh. Chen Shang was unable to find Lu Munger in the house, so he could only come here and feel the scorching aura. He knew that Lu Munger was currently inside. Chen Shang entered from a cave and arrived at the belly of the mountain. He saw an incomparably large jade cauldron that was giving off hot air, and on top of the jade cauldron, there was a circular stone platform. They're making array discs, Su Meiyao said. Seeing that Chen Shang had arrived, Lu Munger and him floated down. So this is how the array disc is made. This is the first time I've seen it. Chen Shang exclaimed as he looked at the huge stone platform floating above. This is only the beginning. Moreover, what you have seen is only the first level. The array discs that we will be creating will be 108 layers. When the time comes, they will be compressed together. As Lu Munger spoke, he helped her to wipe the sweat off her jade face. 108 levels. Are all array discs like this? Chen Shang was shocked. How much time and effort was needed for this to happen? Of course not, ordinary array discs can only go from 1 to 10. What we create are array discs that can create profound realm S. Dongfang Xinyue laughed. Lu Munger asked, what urgent matter do you have for us? We are very busy right now, and we want to get the profound realm out as soon as possible before Great War between three realms starts. Quote. Chapter 772. Chen Shang also wanted a profound realm of his own. How grand was that, but he knew that Lu Munger and Dongfang Xinyue needed it more than him, so he did not speak up. I just want to ask about Shenxian and Yulan's situation. Have they started their tribulation? Chen Shang was very worried about this. Their strength is already pretty good. Moreover, with your help, they should be able to successfully cross over. When the time comes, they will be in the Nirvana stage. It will be safer there with a little profound realm. Lu Munger said. Chen Shang nodded, then pointed to the gigantic floating disc, and asked, can this kind of profound realm be mass-refined? Of course not, the ingredients for this formation plate were accumulated over the years by Munger and I, and they were all used up in one go. If there are a lot of ingredients, Munger and I might be able to quickly refine them in the time formation of Icy Wind Valley. At this time, Dongfang Xinyue had a very good understanding of Lu Munger's situation. There was a small profound realm in the Icy Wind Valley, and there were time formation S inside, but men were not allowed to enter this small profound realm. After Chen Shang left the Divine Weapons Heavenly Country, he started thinking about how to obtain these ingredients. The reason why these ingredients were so scarce was because it was difficult to create an array in the mortal realm, so most of the time, it would be in a higher realm. At the entrance of the super martial school stood a group of robust men wearing white robes with a black moon painted in the middle. Seeing these servants, Bai Yu's voice carried doubt in it as he said, these are the Black Moon Guards of the Devil race, they have a very high status and even the Demon Eye race has to be respectful to them. Why would they appear at the entrance of the super martial school now? Were they here to negotiate? Since when did the infernal domain become so formal? What, is this guy from the demon world? Chen Shang immediately rushed into super martial school, only to see Yu Dongshan and Wu Kaming conversing with a middle-aged man wearing black armor. When Chen Shang came in, the middle-aged man immediately turned and looked at him. Although he released a sharp killing intent, he could not scare Chen Shang. Beside the middle-aged man, there was a man wearing the same black armor. The handsome face of the man had a light smile, but there was killing intent in his eyes, as if he had a deep grudge with Chen Shang. Inside the ancient spirit great land, did you injure 5 of my subordinates? The young man asked. Those 5 people of the Devil Eye clan were actually the underlings of this youth. This caused Chen Shang to be extremely shocked. One must know that the strength of the 5 demonic eye race members were not bad. After all, their superior was a nirvana stage. There's no other way. I was forced by them. Chen Shang spread his hands. Chen Shang, to be able to cause the ancient wasteland devil sect to issue a devil god command is not disappointing. To think that it could actually injure my 5 capable subordinates in such a short amount of time. The young man said indifferently. Hearing the 3 words, devil god token, Chen Shang couldn't help but have a headache. When he destroyed the devil god altar, he didn't know that he had angered that fierce guy, and that's why he was issued with the demon god token. What should come will eventually come. Chen Shang laughed bitterly. We are not followers of the ancient desolation demon god, so the demon god token is useless to us. The tall middle-aged man in black armor said. These devil realm people actually did not have any malicious intent, and they were even so reasonable, which was a little hard for Chen Shang to accept. Then what is your purpose in coming here? Chen Shang frowned and asked, making him puzzled. We are here to warn you, our ancient spirit great land will definitely not participate in any battles, so please do not involve us in any battles, if not, don't blame us for being rude. The middle-aged man said coldly. If you cripple my 5 subordinates, I will remember you. The young man smiled, but it was full of killing intent. Chen Shang was also not to be outdone. He coldly laughed and said, if you have the guts, get it back now, I'll accompany you anytime. When that time comes, you can accompany your 5 subordinates to be crippled. You, the young man was slightly angry, then snorted and walked out of the super martial school. The tall middle-aged man coldly shot Chen Shang a glance, and followed suit. This devil race of the ancient spirit great land was the strongest, and now he actually wanted to tell others that they would not invade the human world. Chen Shang did not believe their bullshit. If the demonic people of the 3 realms fought to the end and suffered a great loss to their vitality, the demons above ancient spirit great land would be able to easily rule this 3 realms that had been fused. They sure are brave. Aren't they afraid of getting attacked by that crazy old man? Chen Shang curled his lips and said, these kinds of people are really insidious. According to what I know, they are the strongest powerhouses in the world of demons. Don't worry, I'm better at scheming and scheming than you. We will be on guard against them, but little martial uncle, that ghost demon god token seems to be much stronger than the 10 billion bounty. You should just hide. Ji Yu Dongchen said. His worries were not without reason. Maybe some of the followers of the demon god would sneak into the Chen martial continent, also that they could kill Chen Shang. Chen Shang laughed. Don't worry, when I have to hide, no one will advise me, I will hide, and at that time, other than myself, no one will be able to find me. The great war between 3 realms was a very good chance to train himself. Chen Shang had learned so many demon-subduing arts, and he also had a green dragon demon-slain broadsword. If he did not display his power, how could he face all these? In this new world, it seemed as if only the ancient spirit great land's passageway had been opened, and many powerful forces had received the devil race's warning. That devil race would not engage in any battles, and would obediently stay in the ancient spirit great land. If there was anyone who would disturb them, they would definitely take action. Although the devil race said this, no one trusted them and they were all on guard. When the news of the ancient spirit great land passage's opening spread throughout the new world, the panic in the new world grew even more intense. Junior Master, the situation in Great Devil Mountains is very bad. Now every force has started to send their people. They have to send the 20 elite disciples to take the lead, and I will take the lead in Super Martial School. Wu Kaming said. Am I part of it? Chen Shang asked anxiously. No, but there are Yun Xiaodao and the others. The reason why we did not let you go is because we agreed to it during the meeting, because you were too good at stirring up trouble and did not follow the arrangements. At that time, all of the sects would cooperate with each other. Wu Kaming said. Chen Shang snorted in annoyance, and asked, then can I go there myself? Wu Kaming laughed. It's not impossible, but you must not cause any big things. When the warriors found out that the demon's head could be exchanged for a spar, they ran over excitedly, waiting for the passage to open. Most of the warriors who dared to come here were fearless, and were also hunters with blood on their blades. Chapter 773. Those warriors who did not have any sects naturally could not compare to the elite disciples that those sects focused on training, but among these warriors there were also many that were famous. After these warriors learned the devil-subduing method, they became much more confident and thought that the demon's head would be easier to obtain, so they came together. You little bastards, remember, don't break the heads of those monsters, and use them to exchange for spars. A middle-aged man warned a few young men. The young men nodded. The brains of fiendish demons were much easier to deal with than those of demonic beasts. These warriors had all come prepared. Before they had come, they had already known about these demons from the devil-subduing college, and they had all thought of some techniques to prevent them from suffering any calamities. However, when they saw the elite disciples of the various forces in mortal martial realm, they immediately felt that their competitiveness was very high. However, they knew that there would definitely be a lot of demonic chi cultivators at that time, and the number of demonic chi cultivators there would also be very limited. Chen Shang also snuck into the group of warriors. He could not be with the super martial school's group. Another reason why those powers didn't want him was because he was too strong and could act alone. If he wasn't a burden to the team, then the team would be a burden to him, and teamwork was especially important. If Chen Shang was with the rest of them, when he met the demon, he would definitely charge forward like a runaway horse. 3 days had passed, and more people gathered here, forming groups of 3 or 5. Chen Shang also saw some of devil-subduing college's students and people. However, no one entered. Before these people came, they had already collected a lot of information, and if they went in now, it would be the most dangerous. Perhaps they might even be killed by the strong warriors of the demon and devil realms. However, everyone was extremely excited, because it wouldn't be long before they could make their move. If one was high in the sky, they would be able to see 3 enormous continents connected together. On the continents of the demon and devil realms, there was a very large spatial gate, and the continents of the other demon and devil realms could all pass through that continent that was connected to the mortal realm. Demon realms people are more difficult to deal with than evil demon of the demon realm, because devil cultivator of the demon realm look like humans, they can sneak into our ranks, and have intelligence similar to the human realm. Demon realms people are more difficult to deal with than evil demon of the demon realm, because devil cultivator of the demon realm look like humans, they can sneak into our ranks. If one wanted to enter the great devil mountains, they would have to cross a field, and every day, there would be people standing on the plains, looking at the great devil mountains that was filled with dense demonic chi. On the 10th day after the passage was opened, Chen Shang suddenly noticed many things walking out from the great devil mountains. Upon closer inspection, it was actually a few devil cultivators and evil demons. They lined up in a row. There were only 1,000 of them, making everyone extremely disappointed. This was because they had tens of thousands of people waiting here. This number was simply not enough for everyone. The demons have actually joined forces. It seems they have become a lot more rational. This isn't a good thing. Bai Yu said. In the past, the demon and devil realms was also hostile to each other, but now they could walk out together. At this moment, the elite disciples that had been sent out by the major powers had also walked out. There were several thousands of them. Chen Shang watched the situation unfold from the side. What made him happy was that Yun Xiaodao, Zhu Rong and the others were all at the late stage of the 100 refining realm. This kind of speed, in the eyes of normal people, was already considered fast. As the human world that barbaric, gathering so many people and trying to kill us all in one fell swoop. And then invade us. A tall man with long ears walked out. His eyes were bloodshot and his skin was fair. On the back of his hand, there was even some white fur. This is a rabbit demon with rabbit blood. It looks like the evolution of the demon world is pretty good. I wonder what kind of beauty is in the demon world. Will there be any other pleasures or thrills when you play with them? Long Shui laughed. The demon and devil realms had invaded the Chen martial continent before, and had lost a lot of people. If they did not attack, the Chen martial continent would not have retaliated, but now they called the human world barbaric, truly shameless. Of course, these were all events from 100,000 years ago. In these 100,000 years, any changes in the demon and devil realms would not be surprising, it was just that based on their surnames, it was hard to not be suspicious of them. Don't look at how small we are. If you want, we can start a war right now. You guys aren't enough for us to kill. The rabbit demon said with a faint smile. We naturally do not wish for a bloodbath. 100,000 years ago, you invaded our land and we retaliated against you righteously. The evidence is all in the great devil mountains behind you. The martial arts elder of continent of the king said. We don't deny that, but it is 100,000 years ago and the resources of our demon and devil realms have always been poor. The things that happened 100,000 years ago have proven that it was a mistake, so we cannot make that mistake again. The rabbit demon said. Originally, everyone had planned to fight a battle with them and use their heads to exchange for spar, but now, demon and devil realms was going to take a peaceful route. Of course, this was a good thing. However, everyone was still worried that there was a trick to it. Wu Kaming laughed. Then tell me, what method do you want to use to obtain our resources? We won't give it to you. Quote. At this time, a middle-aged man from the demon world said, of course we won't let you give it to us. If we, the demon and devil realms, join hands, you people from the mortal realm would have no chance at all. Hearing this, everyone knew that the demon and devil realms would not walk the peaceful path. Opportunity, Wu Kaming sneered. We will give you a fair competition opportunity to prove that you are not worthy of these resources. The rabbit demon said. This made everyone curse. The resources in the human world were originally theirs, they didn't even know if they deserved it. What if we don't agree? From the beginning, Wu Kaming did not think that the demon and devil realms would walk a peaceful path. The rabbit demon said with a sinister laugh, if you don't agree, our demon and devil realms will join hands and defeat you, making you our slaves. Demon and devil realms was still the same as 100,000 years ago. However, he had become a little smarter, and did not rush over to attack from the very beginning. Chen Shang laughed coldly. Dogs can't stop themselves from eating feces, why are you wasting words with them? Cut off all their heads, this kind of head is worth the most even if they can exchange for spar. Chapter 774. Chen Shang took the lead and jeered, causing the people to all shout and rush over, but they were suppressed by the elders from the continent of the king. The rabbit demon from the demon world said with a sneer, we want a peaceful solution to the conflict. If you want a war to break out, we'll keep you company anytime. Chen Shang did not believe that the demon and devil realms would be so kind. They lacked resources, no matter what, they would eventually invade the human world. An elder of the Wu clan asked, then what do you want to do? The rabbit demon could tell at a glance that only those in uniform standing in front could make a decision. Those idle warriors were just making a lot of noise. We just want to see whether or not you mortal realm martial artists are worthy of the rich resources here. As for how we look at it, we can only see it through battle, and the method is not too harsh. Instead, it's us who are at a disadvantage. When the rabbit demon said this, a big man and a tiger-headed man came out from demon and devil realms. They seemed to be quite strong. We will only send 2 warriors out, and you can send 10 of them to fight against our 2 warriors one-on-one. As long as you defeat our 2 warriors, you can prove that you are qualified to enjoy the resources here. The middle-aged man from the demon world said, if you 10 warriors can't defeat our warriors, then you have to give us most of the resources. 10 against 2, as long as the other 2 warriors were placed on the ground, it would be considered as a win. Although it looked like demon and devil realms was indeed at a disadvantage, many people still did not believe in this kind of good thing. Rabbit, this is just what you said. The great leaders in your demon and devil realms have not come out, how can we believe you? You can represent the demon and devil realms. Chen Shang said with a sneer. His voice had been altered before, so no one could hear him. Demon and devil realms only came out with a little more than 1,000 people. Although all of them looked to be quite strong, there were very few in the nirvana stage, with only the rabbit demon and the middle-aged man who spoke being nirvana stages. The rabbit demon seemed to be well prepared. He immediately said, we can represent the demon and devil realms. As long as you win, our demon and devil realms guarantees that we won't invade your human world. You can rest assured on this point. How can you guarantee this? Chen Shang snorted. Just based on what you said. The rabbit devil heart was a little angry, but still replied, it's up to you to believe me or not. If you guys want to fight, then we can start today. When the time comes, don't be barbaric. Chen Shang finally understood the demon and devil realms' intentions. If they win, they can seize the resources, because the human world has to keep their promise. If they lost, the demon and devil realms could act shamelessly and still start a war. This plan was not wrong, but they thought too highly of the human world. If they could delay the war, they would be able to make more adequate preparations. Moreover, they were in a 10 versus 2 situation, so they were confident that they could win. Alright, we agree. I hope you can keep your promise when the time comes. The elder of the continent of the king said. At this time, the various large sects were all discussing which disciple to send, and naturally, the disciples of Nirvana stage couldn't go on stage because none of the opponents were Nirvana stage S. After a short discussion, the human world decided to send out those disciples who had mastered the art of suppressing demons. Chen Shang did not know which 10 people he was supposed to send out, but now, one of them walked out. Judging from his clothes, he should be a vain martial cultivators' leader, a vain martial cultivators. I didn't see that big sister Lan Lan. Isn't she qualified? Long Shui asked doubtfully. Both she and Yan Yanren did not come. It must be because they have other matters to attend to. Chen Shang said. The rabbit demon said to the blue blood race of the blue blood race, you can choose either a warrior from the demon or demon realms. Lan Gang, who will choose the demon world? The clan elder of the blue blood race shouted. Lan Gang was a powerful-looking bearded man. Looking strong and full of power, he nodded and chose the warriors of the demon world. Modi, have a good spar with your friend from the human world. The middle-aged man sneered. Right, dying in this battle is my responsibility, so it's best if you all admit defeat. The expression on the rabbit demon's face was as though they were certain to win. Lan Gang clenched his fists tightly. He was the first person to fight against Devil Cultivator, and he was under a lot of pressure because he knew nothing about this Devil Cultivator in front of him. It looks like that Modi belongs to the Demon Eye race. It's just that I don't know what eyes he has, no wonder they are so confident. The Demon Eye race is a treasure in the demon world's small world. Bai Yu said. The competition started. Modi was the first to attack. He started with his sturdy legs and started sprinting. This sturdy demon realm warrior looked like an angry bull, using his fastest speed, charging towards Lan Gang. Lan Gang was also a big guy, and his body was no smaller than Modi. Seeing Modi rushing towards him, his face was full of excitement. He waved his fist, which condensed a berserk innate chi, and just as he was about to punch out, he suddenly stopped for a moment. Right at that moment, Modi charged towards him with his fists together, like two iron pillars. They collided onto Lan Gang's body. The devilish aura on Modi's body was extremely tyrannical. It could be seen how powerful that strike was as it blasted Lan Gang's huge body away. Lan Gang fell to the ground with 2 bloody holes on his body. The 2 punches from before had actually caused 2 bloody holes to appear on Lan Gang's body. Admit defeat. When the elder of the blue blood race saw Modi, he immediately shouted to Modi that Lan Gang could no longer fight. If this continued, he would only be beaten to death. The next disciple of the Lotus Island who would fight was also one of Lien Yingxiao's sons. His name was Lien Zi, and like Lien Yingxiao, he was very handsome. When Lan had just punched out, he suddenly stopped, as if he was affected by something. The innate chi in his entire body suddenly stopped, which caused him to lose the protection of the innate chi, and caused him to be blasted with 2 bloody holes. Chen Shang said. That's right, there are a lot of different kinds of demon eyes in the demon eye race. They have all kinds of different abilities and none of them are fixed in place, but they are all very useful, so the demon eye race is one of the strongest in devil race. Bai Yu said. Modi, because everyone now understood Modi to a certain degree, it was because he knew how to use a type of strange technique that could make people suddenly stop, and also have a wild power. Lien Zi believed that as long as he preemptively attacked and used an extremely fast speed, he would not be afraid of being hit by that mysterious technique. However, just as Lien Zi arrived in front of Modi and was about to attack, he suddenly stopped. Although it was just for a moment, his body was struck continuously by Modi's 2 terrifying fists, and in an instant, he suffered hundreds of punches, causing the bones in his upper body to almost break. Chapter 775. Once again, it was the same as before, heavily injuring the ground in a single move. Modi's violent strength caused many warriors who were spectating to feel their scalps go numb. Those disciples of the famous sects were all wearing powerful armors, but it was completely useless. Not only was Modi able to release a strange power that caused people to pause, his attack speed and power was also extremely terrifying. Lien Yingxiao quickly stopped, if not his son would die in front of him. He took out a white jade lotus seed and placed it in Lien Zi's mouth, stabilizing Lien Zi's injuries. The third person was Wang Tianlin of the Great Eagle Continent and Great Eagle Sect, who was also the sect of Lan Hai and Blue Mountain. Lan Hai and Blue Mountain were both figures in the Huang Jintian era, and brothers as well. This time, he did not choose Modi, but chose to join the spirit demon realm with the tiger-headed man. The tiger-headed man was even taller than Modi, and looked like a small giant. He was also very scary, with tiger fur on both of his arms and legs, but he stood there like a human. His head was also a fierce tiger head, and he had a very long and thick tail behind him. A weak person against such a big person made people feel that there was a huge disparity in strength. However, sometimes it wasn't just the difference in size. From the start of the battle, Wang Tianline's entire person seemed to have disappeared. His originally timid gaze became extremely sharp and filled with killing intent, like a hungry falcon. It was as if his prey would never escape his eyes. Wang Tianline suddenly jumped up and opened his arms, unexpectedly circling in the air like a hawk. Looking at his appearance, he could release innate chi wings. This kind of martial arts was indeed rare. All the martial artists there were envious. Wang Tianline seized the opportunity and dove down. Like a bolt of lightning, his body was wrapped in the innate chi, as if it could pierce through the tiger-headed man's body. Looking at his aura, many people believed that Wang Tianline had a high chance of winning, but just as he was about to approach the tiger-headed man, the innate chi around his body suddenly disappeared. Without the innate chi, Wang Tianline was a weak scholar who fell headfirst into the arms of the tiger-headed man. The tiger-headed man was actually the same as Modi. He knew a special technique that could stop people in an instant. Furthermore, the innate chi would also disappear in an instant. But Chen Zhang's perspective was different. He thought that Modi was the culprit. Modi had the mysterious devil eyes. Modi had been staring straight at Wang Tianlin just now, and Wang Tianlin had actually lost his innate chi at that moment. Clearly he had been tricked by Modi. With such powerful demon eyes, he must be an elite sent by the demon eye race. Although the ancient spirit great land of the ancient spirit great land say that they will not invade, but they will also secretly send out powerful devil cultivators to infiltrate into the various demon realms and join forces with the demon realms to invade the human world. What kind of conspiracy does the devil race have? Bai Yu said seriously. 100,000 years ago, demon and devil realms did not have any schemes and tricks. They were to rush and kill the moment they appeared, but when it comes to tricks and tricks, they are much more powerful than the human world. The mortal realm martial artists were defeated one after another, and all of them were defeated in the blink of an eye. There was also a short pause. Chen Shang removed her makeup and quietly went over to Wu Kaiming's side, saying, "Let me go, otherwise you will definitely lose." And also at this time, the 9th person lost, and even lost an arm. The 10th person was originally Super Martial School's Yun Xiaodao, but Chen Shang actually appeared at this time, causing Wu Kaiming to be extremely surprised. "Elder brother Shen, you really came at a bad time. I really want to teach that big flowery cat a lesson." Yun Xiaodao laughed. "But since it's elder brother Shen who has taken action, then he will definitely let us see for ourselves." Chen Shang laughed, then looked at Zhu Rong and the others, and said in a low voice, "Prepare yourself. If you guys see that I made any other moves, then charge forward." This group definitely had ill intentions. After Wu Kaiming heard this, he frowned and said, "You're saying, the method to make the innate chi disappear was done by Modi?" Chen Shang nodded his head. "It's in Modi's eyes. You all have to pay attention to it later. If I destroy Modi's eyes and look at the reaction of those fellows in demon and devil realms, you all have to pay attention to that rabbit and that middle-aged man." Wu Kaiming nodded his head. "Go up, now that you have entered the arena, the other forces will not oppose you. They have placed all their hopes on our super martial school." Seeing Chen Shang suddenly appear, the other big shots of the mortal martial realm sighed in their hearts. He already knew that not letting Chen Shang come was a mistake, but now that Chen Shang appeared, they could finally be at ease. Chen Shang was such a weirdo. It was rare to see him in the entire new world, but with that kind of power and powerful martial arts, it was difficult to find a second one. "Chen Shang, the person wanted by the demon god order, you really appeared." The middle-aged man from the devil realm immediately shouted. "You never said that you wouldn't allow me to go on stage, right?" Chen Shang smiled slightly, then looked at, who was staring fixedly at that pair of eyes. "That's the ancient wasteland devil sect's demon god badge. Of course it has nothing to do with us. This ancient wasteland devil sect had a demon god, so they could issue a demon god order. As long as it was a subordinate force of the ancient wasteland devil sect or a territory under their jurisdiction, as long as they met a person wanted by the demon god order, they would be killed. Chen Shang chose to fight with Modi. As long as he destroyed Modi's demonic eye, the tiger-headed man would be easy to deal with. Haha, if I kill the person wanted by the ancient wasteland devil sect, I wonder what kind of expression the ancient wasteland devil sect will have." Modi laughed as he walked over. Seeing that Chen Shang was so famous in the demon world, everyone secretly admired him. They never thought that Chen Shang was actually so overbearing to the demon world. Was also brimming with confidence. In his opinion, Chen Shang was the same as the others, as long as they were attacked by the mysterious devil eye, they could be beaten up by him. Anyone who was familiar with Chen Shang would know that they could not use common sense on Chen Shang, and even more so, could not be arrogant in front of him. Chen Shang didn't know how to deal with the demon eye right now, but he wasn't afraid, because his body was strong. With the protection of the profound WU diamond armor, even if he got beaten up, he wouldn't be seriously injured. Come, I'll let you attack me first. Mo Di laughed, thinking of how he was able to kill the person wanted by the demon god slaying token, he was extremely excited. Chapter 776. Even if the opponent didn't let him, Chen Shang would still have attacked first. At the start, when he flew towards Mo Di, his speed wasn't very fast, but he wanted to see exactly what kind of demonic eye Mo Di had. Only by experiencing it for himself would he know how to deal with it. Although Chen Zhang's speed was slow, the terrifying dragon power made Mo Di's heart feel as if it was hitting the heavens. He had begun to understand why the ancient wasteland devil sect would use the devil god badge to capture Chen Shang. Just by relying on such a terrifying power, he was able to match up to the recognized young experts of the devil race. However, Mo Di was not afraid at all, only that the corner of his mouth raised slightly, his eyes suddenly flashed, causing Chen Zhang's expression to change slightly, because the innate qi in his body suddenly could not circulate at all, and the powerful condensed dragon power did not have the support of the innate qi, and disappeared accordingly. Mo Di's fist had already smashed over, striking Chen Zhang's cheek. Mo Di thought that he could enjoy the pleasure of Chen Zhang's face being smashed into pieces, but he did not expect that Chen Shang would suddenly turn his head, and the moment the tip of his foot touched the ground, he nimbly bounced up and down, and actually dodged Mo Di's berserk attack that was brewing. That was close. Chen Zhang's physical body was strong in the first place, and when fighting with Huang Jintian frequently, he would often encounter situations where he was unable to use the innate qi, thus he was able to react in time and use his physical body's power to dodge the attacks. As expected, Chen Shang did not disappoint. The 9 people from before were defeated in the same situation, but Chen Shang was able to avoid them. Mo Di's pupils contracted fiercely. Chen Shang had actually escaped his attack, because in his opinion, if the innate qi couldn't be used, both his reaction speed and speed would be extremely slow. That feeling is as though the innate qi has been paralyzed. Fortunately, old lunatic trained me in that area before. Chen Shang told it to Bai Yu. It's the eye, but there are usually 2 types of it. One is to numb the body, and the other is to numb the energy flow within the body, such as the innate qi. Bai Yu said, this Mo Di should be the second type. Mo Di was a little angry, and he immediately rushed over, at the same time glaring at Chen Shang. Chen Shang knew that Mo Di would usually use his demon eyes at the most crucial moments to release that kind of invisible energy to attack him. Chen Shang secretly laughed. His body suddenly trembling, a burst of water vapor suddenly appeared, filling Chen Zhang's surroundings with a white fog, causing him to be extremely shocked, because he had lost his target. Chen Zhang's move, Fog Sky, was very familiar to the strong warriors. It was the technique that Chen Shang used back then, to the hero tournament, where he escaped before the eyes of the strong warriors. Mo Di couldn't see Chen Shang, so he couldn't use his demon eye to attack. This made him anxious, and when he was going crazy, bam 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 bam, the sound of 9 rapid thunderclaps consecutively resounded in all directions, shaking the sky and layer upon layer of thunderbolts. The outburst of qi also blew away the white mist. Mo Di's eyes were bloodshot, as he staggered backwards, letting out roars of rage due to the pain and fear. Chen Shang had just unleashed 2 punches, both of them using the power of the 9th level of the devil subduing method. The devil subduing method could feel that the demon energy in Mo Di's body had become even more berserk, and the power had increased by more than 2-fold. Seeing Mo Di's injured eyes, the face of the rabbit demon and the middle-aged man both changed. Mo Di was their backing, and could allow them to battle victoriously, but the demon eye that Mo Di was so proud of had been destroyed. As long as the opponent did not shout for him to lose, Chen Shang would still be able to attack. Devil suppressing fist. When Chen Shang punched, the surrounding space became extremely unstable, but the transparent energy that gushed out from Chen Zhang's fist was visible to the naked eye. The struggling energy was like a demon that had fallen into a furnace. Chen Zhang's devil-suppressing fist used the devil-suppressing holy power. It was much stronger than other people's devil-suppressing qi, and the might of the devil-suppressing fist was also extremely tyrannical. As he punched out, the demons trembled. The power of this punch caused the demons to feel as though they were in hell. With a hong sound, Chen Zhang's fist landed on Modi's chest, causing him to instantly transform into a cloud of black powder, and dissipated into the air along with the wind. Dead. Everyone inhaled a breath of cold air. The Modi, who seemed to be a victor of hundreds and thousands of battles, was now reduced to dust with just one punch from Chen Shang. The people from the human world had long known that Chen Shang was a very powerful fellow and were still shocked. As for the evil demoness and devil cultivator S, they were even more shocked and terrified. This was because the strength Chen Shang had shown just now had caused them to feel uneasy in their hearts. Fierce demon martial arts. He did not expect that the people on the mortal realm side would be able to learn the demon-subduing martial technique that they feared the most. This was extremely disadvantageous to them. Chen Zhang's expression was calm. He looked at the tiger-headed man and the corners of his mouth raised slightly, causing the tiger-headed man's heart to tremble. The tiger-headed man was very clear that without Modi's help, he would be nothing but trash in front of Chen Shang. If not for Modi, he would have been defeated a long time ago. You're next. Chen Shang rubbed his fists as he stared at the tiger-headed man. As long as he defeated the tiger-headed man, even if demon and devil realms lost, according to what they said, if he lost he would not invade the human world. However, no one believed them. The tiger-headed man did not want to fight, but after seeing the gloomy expression of the rabbit demon, he had no choice but to bite the bullet. Begin. The tiger-headed man let out a wild tiger roar. It sounded extremely terrifying, and then he rushed towards Chen Shang, who had already gathered his energy, waiting to test the demonic cultivation skills he had learned. When used on Devil Cultivator, the devil-suppressing fist had a very terrifying effect, but when one hears the name, the devil-suppressing fist was only used against Devil Cultivator. I wonder if it would have any effect on the demon's body. The tiger-headed man rushed over. The gigantic tiger claw slammed down. The force released caused a huge crater to appear, but Chen Shang was able to dodge skillfully, at the same time punching the tiger-headed man in the abdomen. After the fist collided with the tiger-headed man's body, it produced a loud bang. After the tiger-headed man's body suffered the combined power of the devil-suppressing holy power and its energy attack, he instantly turned into ashes. Chapter 777. The deaths of Modi and the tiger-headed man greatly reduced the morale of the 1,000+ demons in the demon and devil realms. Modi and the tiger-headed man were the stronger of them all, but now, they had been beaten into a pile of ashes. Chen Zhang's demon impression was deeply imprinted in their hearts, causing them to not dare to look at Chen Shang directly. It was not because he was angry over the loss of a tiger-headed man, but because Chen Shang had destroyed their plans. With just a little bit more, their plans would be completed, and they would not have to suffer any losses in order to obtain a lot of resources. When their overall strength far surpassed the human world, the invasion and enslavement of the human race would be as easy as flipping his palm. But now, all of his plans had been destroyed by Chen Shang, who was extremely powerful and had rich battle experience. Watching the 9 battles from the side, he had already gained some clues. The demons now understood that those who were wanted by the demon god badge definitely could not be underestimated. Even in the demon world, there weren't many devil cultivator that were wanted by the demon god badge. The devil heart was filled with rage. A trace of black chi suddenly appeared in his palm. He lightly waved his hand, and the black chi transformed into an arrow that shot towards Chen Shang, accurately hitting his throat. Be careful. Just as Long Shui shouted out, Chen Shang felt a pain in his throat, as if he was bitten by a mosquito. He immediately used his hand to cover the wound on his throat where the chi arrow had hit. Chen Shang looked at the black chi that was slowly seeping into his skin and felt his heart getting angry. He anxiously looked around. Because the black chi was a very strong poison gas, he never thought that someone would actually plot against him. It's coming from the rabbit demon. It was the rabbit that attacked you. Although she could discover it, she could not let Chen Shang avoid it in time. The fact that the rabbit demon dared to secretly shoot an arrow in front of so many mortal realm rankers showed just how much it hated Chen Shang. When Chen Shang saw the rabbit demon now, the rabbit demon's face was filled with a pleased smile. The complacent smile on the rabbit demon's face suddenly froze, because Chen Shang did not die from the poison. The time for the poison to take effect should have already started, but Chen Shang was still able to stand there and stare at him. Even some of the Nirvana stage's poisonous demons would feel that their lives were better off than death, let alone a human brat. This made him unable to believe it, and more poisonous gas began to condense in his palm, shooting straight at Chen Zhang's arrow that was condensed from the poisonous gas. This time, the poison arrow was slightly bigger than the previous ones. Just because it was bigger, it was discovered by some experts with good eyes. When Chen Shang stared at the rabbit demon, the experts felt that something was wrong, so they just looked at Chen Shang. This time, Chen Shang used his palm to grab onto the poison arrow, and the rabbit demon immediately reacted, because he saw many pairs of eyes staring at him. What a powerful poison! In fact, he didn't even know if this Duli was strong. Even if the magical corruption gas had entered his body, he would not have been able to feel its power. Junior Marshal Uncle, what did this guy do to you? Wu Keiming became anxious and appeared beside Chen Shang in a flash. Nothing, this poison can't hurt me. This rabbit coalesced the poison gas into a gas arrow and then attacked me from the shadows. Quote. Chen Shang said each word, his voice was filled with killing intent and anger, his right hand also released a burst of cyan light aura, the god-slaying saber that beheaded demons appeared, the invisible chi that caused the demons to feel uncomfortable spread out, causing them to uncontrollably shiver. Hearing Chen Zhang's words, Wu Keiming immediately glared at the group of spirit demon beings. Yun Xiaodao and the others were also furious, they took out their weapons. You barbarians, what are you trying to do? Seeing that something was wrong, the rabbit demon shouted loudly. What do you want? I will chop off your hair's head. Chen Shang roared, at the moment he was brimming with killing intent, maybe it was because the green dragon demon slain broadsword sensed a large amount of spirit demon chi that infected him. The killing intent that erupted from Chen Zhang's body spread out rapidly, enveloping the entire plane, causing the demons to become even more afraid. Chen Shang was the first to bear the brunt of the attack. Surprisingly, he did not cower just because the rabbit demon was a Nirvana stage. Seeing that, Wu Keiming rushed forward quickly. Yun Xiaodao, Zhu Rong and the others knew that such a thing would happen, and even though they were prepared, they were not afraid at all as they wielded their weapons and rushed towards the demons. Flatten them. It was unknown who shouted, but those warriors, who had been waiting for a long time, rushed up like a swarm of bees. The giants and disciples of the other forces also had no choice but to rush up at this moment, otherwise they would be called weak by others. Seeing the tens of thousands of warriors majestically charging towards her, the rabbit demon was dumbfounded. Just their majestic stature was enough for him to not have the courage to fight back. Chen Shang and Wu Keiming were the first to reach the center of the group of spirit demons. With a slash of his blade, the force emitted from his divine blade cut through 10 evil demons like sharp sickles. The rabbit demon initially wanted to use all of his strength to kill Chen Shang, but after considering the fact that Chen Shang had many experts from the Nirvana stage backing him, if he did not escape quickly, the only thing he could do was die. Chen Shang, remember this. The rabbit demon said as he gnashed his teeth. Then, he turned into a streak of white lightning and shot towards Great Devil Mountains. Chen Shang snorted, he brandished his divine blade angrily, and wherever he went, evil demon's body would be slashed into pieces by the furious blade chi. The spirit chi above the green dragon demon slain broadsword also caused the evil demoness to fall into despair. At this time, Yun Xiaodao and the others had already rushed over. Without a word, blades and swords danced in the air, blood splattering everywhere. Killing the evil demon made them scream in despair, but Devil Cultivator still tried to retaliate, but he was beaten into meat paste by the powerful Nirvana stage warriors. These thousands of demons were simply not a match for the human world. With just a single charge, they were all killed. Corpses covered the field and the ground was covered in red blood. Where's the elder brother Shen? Yun Xiaodao looked around, but did not see Chen Shang. The junior martial uncle entered the Great Devil Mountains. He said that he would go in and check the situation. Wu Keiming said, he was not too worried about Chen Shang. The Nirvana stage's middle-aged devil cultivator and the rabbit demon could escape in time. Otherwise, they would also be killed. This bastard actually dares to plot against me. Normally, I was the one who plotted against others, but now that I've been plotted against by someone, I definitely can't let this sinister fellow return alive. It's too dangerous, Chen Shang thought. Chapter 778. We can't believe the words of the demons. They don't have any credibility to speak of. We have to be wary of them, and now we can strengthen our defenses. Wu Keiming frowned as he looked at the furious Great Devil Mountains, the bridge that connected all the demon and devil realms to the sky. Although the demonic passageway had been opened, the demons still did not immediately rush over. Instead, they were using tactics, and this was also the situation that the experts did not want to see the most. The rabbit demon's speed of escape was extremely fast, and he had a pair of powerful legs. When he was escaping, he would bounce and jump quickly, and in a few moments, he would enter the Great Devil Mountains. But no matter how fast the rabbit demon was, it was not as fast as Long Shui's heaven tour method. The rabbit demon was always being watched by Long Shui, who was also chasing the rabbit demon at full speed. This rabbit demon should have only just reached Nirvana realm, which is why it has a human face. Only evil demon, who has completely turned sincere, is the most powerful one. Bai Yu said. Chen Shang was not afraid of the evil demon that had just reached the Nirvana realm. If he could not defeat it, he would use the last trump card that the magical corruption gas used. Let alone this level of evil demon, even a fully human evil demon would be terrified of the magical corruption gas. Originally, he was more worried about who the powerful mortal realm rankers were following. However, he quickly realized that Chen Shang was the only one, and he could tell that Chen Zhang's strength had not reached the Nirvana stage. Otherwise, it would be even more terrifying. Is this human brat an idiot? You're too arrogant, daring to challenge me with such little strength. The rabbit demon immediately stopped. In this great devil mountains shrouded in black clouds, the rabbit immediately felt a boost in confidence. That familiar demonic aura caused the blood in his body to become extremely active. Thinking that Chen Shang had destroyed their plan and killed the over 1,000 demons they brought along, the rabbit devil heart's anger rose to new heights. This was not the first time Chen Shang had entered the Great Devil Mountains. He had been to the most dangerous places in the Great Devil Mountains, so he was naturally not afraid of the demonic aura here. Chen Shang was not surprised to see the rabbit demon waiting for him. You're quite brave, to actually dare to charge into the Great Devil Mountains alone, you arrogant fellow. However, when he saw Chen Shang summon his green dragon demon-slain broadsword, he immediately became vigilant. The aura Chen Shang released was the same as the aura released from the devil-suppressing holy power. It was able to make demons fear him and cause multiple times the damage. Damn rabbit, you want to plot against me? You're still too inexperienced. Chen Shang slashed his blade out, and the ground beneath his feet started to shake slightly. The dragon power poured into the green dragon demon-slain broadsword, and was then converted into an even more powerful demon slayer by the countless array formations within the green dragon demon-slain broadsword. As this violent slash came slashing over, lightning suddenly flashed in the sky. The saber chi was like 5 bolts of lightning that rumbled as it released bursts of lightning that enveloped the rabbit demon. The strike was too fast. The rabbit monster had no time to dodge and could only release an air shield to protect itself. With an explosive boom, the divine saber hacked down on the chi barrier released by the rabbit demon. The rabbit demon felt as if he was being pressed down by millions of pounds of energy, and the large piece of ground beneath his feet had crumbled into powder. The green dragon demon-slain broadsword would become heavier along with the master's strength. Just now, Chen Shang had used a very strong power, so the weight of the green dragon demon-slain broadsword became millions of kilograms, and with a single slash, the pressure from the million kilograms would be extremely terrifying. If not for the rabbit demon possessing the strength of the Nirvana stage, being able to use the powerful demonic energy in his body to form a shield to protect himself, he would have ended up like the dust that was left behind. Chen Zhang's slash caused the Great Devil Mountains to be greatly shocked, and even the rabbit demon was extremely shocked by Chen Zhang's slash. It's not over yet. As Chen Shang said this, he chopped out with his blade at lightning speed. His strength was actually stronger than before, and when the blade cut down, a large area of the ground fell down, making him terrified. This was because the strength Chen Shang displayed could kill him. His eyes suddenly turned red, the anger in his entire body ignited, the anger caused his power to suddenly soar, and ignited his dragon power and the devil-suppressing holy power, turning his anger into strength. This was the key point of the dragon-slaying 7-killing slash. The angry dragon slay, angry slash, the tyrannical power released waves of furious roars, the earth trembled, the black cloud formed by the demon chi in the sky churned, as though the entire world had changed color from the angry dragon slash. Don't even think about killing me. With a roar, the rabbit demon released all the energy in its body and focused it on the energy shield to increase its defense. Right now, it could not retaliate at all. If it did not focus on defense, it would definitely be stabbed. Several tall mountains in the Great Devil Mountains immediately collapsed as deep cracks suddenly appeared on the ground, resembling spider webs. As for the place where the rabbit demon and Chen Shang were at, it had even turned into the bottom of a 300-meter-wide crater. The rabbit demon looked at Chen Shang, who had been repelled by the impact of the attack, and gasped in surprise, "What a terrifying kid. That blade strike just now should have been his limit." The anger on Chen Zhang's body disappeared, but the 1,200,000 Junyuan granule were still flashing, his innate qi was extremely dense, and his dantian was screaming in rage. Humph! Chen Shang let out a low snort, causing people to feel that the calm coast was suddenly filled with waves of gigantic waves, and the shaking of the ground made the rabbit demon feel as if he was deep inside a rippling ocean. Kang Lang Slash. One of the dragon-slaying 7 killing strikes, combined with dragon power and green dragon demon slain broadsword, it could unleash an overturning power. The smile on the rabbit demon's face suddenly froze, he gritted his teeth and quickly channeled all the energy in his body, cursing Chen Shang in his heart. With the slash of the saber, a torrent of power gushed out from the green dragon demon slain broadsword, forming a terrifying pressure that struck into the surroundings. This was originally a pit, but now it had become flat ground. "Are you done yet?" the rabbit demon roared angrily, but Chen Zhang's reply was a blade. Angry Dragon Slay. He was able to withstand Chen Zhang's first, second and third blade, but Chen Shang kept on hacking and chopping madly, as if the innate qi was worthless. He unreservedly released it all onto the 3 violent and terrifying slashes of the Angry Dragon Slay. Kang Lang Slash and Thunder Slash continuously slashed at the body of the rabbit demon. This was the first time Chen Shang released his innate qi to his heart's content since he had stepped into the 100 refining realm and engaged in battle. Chen Shang was not exhausted from the hundreds of consecutive slashes, but the rabbit demon had already chopped off one of its arms. It was unknown just how many times it had turned a huge piece of land. Chapter 779. Are all humans so strong? The demonic energy within the rabbit demon's body had already been completely used up, and its body was also suffering from the devastating shock. "No, but it's about time," Chen Shang said indifferently. This made the rabbit demon immediately spurt out a mouthful of blood. "You guys are really weak." Chen Shang slashed again with his blade, but the slash was very gentle, because this was the heart-shocking slash during the dragon-slaying 7 slaughtering slash. The rabbit demon's heart had already been smashed by Chen Shang earlier. If it was a human who had just entered the nirvana stage, just by relying on that kind of dense and vigorous innate qi was enough to counterattack when defending, they simply could not allow Chen Shang to unleash that kind of terrifying attack one after another. Of course, the reason why the Rabbit Demon Association lost was also because Chen Shang had the Green Dragon Demon Slain Broadsword and Devil Suppressing Holy Power. Chen Shang put away the Divine Blade and waved his fist at his body. The Devil Subduing Method and the Devil Suppressing Holy Power mixed together and crazily ravaged the Rabbit Demon, causing it to let out painful howls. "That's enough, let's see what he has in mind," Bai Yuyu said. Just as Chen Shang was about to use soul-absorbing devil spell, Long Shui suddenly shouted, "Dodge quickly, there's danger." Hearing Long Shui's warning, Chen Shang hurriedly dodged. At the same time, an explosive sound exploded and the rabbit demon's body was blown into pieces by the ball of air that was filled with devil aura. Chen Shang immediately turned his head and saw a middle-aged man dressed in black standing on top of a huge rock in the distance. This man was the middle-aged man from the demon world, and his strength was greater than the rabbit demon's. "Don't try to force him to say anything," the big man sneered. "Kui Sha, you were actually watching me all this while, and why didn't you save me?" The rabbit demon's head could still talk, but it was kicked to pieces by the middle-aged man called Kui Sha. "If I save you, then I can't capture this brat alive. I still have to thank you for draining this brat's power for me." Kui Sha laughed. Now, Chen Shang finally understood why the devil realm was so much more difficult to deal with than the demon realm. The devil cultivator of the devil realm was even more cunning than their allies. "Capture me alive." Chen Shang was actually not afraid at all. "That blade of yours is good stuff, but I know that you won't obediently hand it over. So, I can only grab onto you and try to find a way for you to hand it over." Kui Sha laughed sinisterly. For example, Chen Zhang's Green Dragon Demon Slain Broadsword, they were not easy to snatch, because they were connected to Chen Zhang's body, so Kui Sha could see through this. Chen Shang hastily jumped up and left the giant pit he created and flew towards a forest far away. His strength was far stronger than the rabbit demon's, and he had used up most of his innate qi, so he could no longer sustain a battle. "You can't escape," said with a smile, Chen Shang escaping meant that he no longer had any strength left, and since they were deep inside the Great Devil Mountains, Chen Shang was unable to escape for a while. When Chen Shang was flying away, he took out a 5 elements profound Dan and ate it. This was a high-grade ground-level pill. Not only could it recover its strength, it could also increase the strength of the innate qi. In the dark forest, Chen Shang ran as fast as he could. Kui Sha felt that Chen Shang was just running away, so he was not in a hurry to kill Chen Shang, he was just leisurely killing him. He just felt that it was extremely strange, because Chen Zhang's speed was extremely fast. Even if Kui Sha raised his speed to the maximum, it would only be able to shorten the distance between them by a little. This guy really thinks that he will catch me. Chen Shang laughed coldly in his heart. Then, he suddenly flashed behind a large tree, quickly turned into a black little flying insect, withdrew his aura, and quickly flew away. Kui Sha suddenly lost his target, and angrily smashed the tree to pieces. He then searched everywhere for Chen Shang, and Chen Shang also followed him secretly. Chen Shang could not let this Kui Sha return alive. This kind of treacherous devil cultivator would cause great harm to the human world sooner or later. Hiding in the dense treetops, Chen Shang returned to his human form and took out the death-haunting arrow S. Afterwards, he released the magical corruption gas S that he compressed in his dantian a little bit, and then used the death-haunting arrow S to condense an arrow of air to aim at the distant Kui Sha. My poison is much stronger than that rabbit's. Chen Shang chuckled in his heart, and released the arrow. Last time, the leader of the Thunder Heaven School was killed like this by Chen Shang, so this Kui Sha's strength was far weaker than the leader. Kui Sha felt something strike his body, and then, he felt a corrosive substance gushing into his body. He was immediately shocked, because he knew that it was a magical corruption gas. Kui Sha immediately channeled his energy within his body to suppress the magical corruption gas that were moving around, or else he would have turned into purple-black rotten flesh. After knowing that he had been infected by the super old poison, Kui Sha's face turned pale white, and his forehead was covered in sweat. The people of the demon world all knew about the power of magical corruption gas, and even though this kind of super old poison was forbidden in the demon world, there were still some even more vicious devil cultivator that used it. Right at this moment, Chen Shang walked over with a smile. In the dark forest, Chen Zhang's smiling face looked like the person who took him away from hell. The taste of the magical corruption gas must be terrible. Chen Shang laughed as he opened his palm, revealing a ball of black qi that jumped about playfully on his palm. The muscles on Kui Sha's face twitched frantically. The fact that Chen Shang could control this kind of magical corruption gas and release it as he pleased caused him to be extremely shocked. A fellow who could control magical corruption gas was something that the world could not tolerate. Kui Sha now knew the terror of Chen Shang. Let me tell you, this magical corruption gas is inside the Great Devil Mountains. There are a lot of them down there, but the demon and devil sinkhole is sealed by us, but as long as we remove the seal, hee. Chen Shang said slowly, his hand also pressing on Kui Sha's head. Kui Sha was shocked. There was actually a large amount of this stuff in the Great Devil Mountains. If it was released, then a large number of demons that were stationed there would definitely die. What are you doing? Soul-absorbing devil spell. How could you? Kui Sha had a headache, because Chen Shang used the soul-absorbing devil spell to brutally plunder his memories. Kui Sha was extremely shocked, and wanted to perish together with Chen Shang. Who knew that the moment he stopped suppressing the magical corruption gas, his entire body started to rot, his meridians could not withstand the immense power, so he was unable to attack Chen Shang. Chen Shang already got what he wanted to know, and Kui Sha also became a purple-black rotten corpse. It was extremely terrifying. After burning Kui Sha's body to ashes, Chen Shang faintly smiled, because he had obtained very important information from Kui Sha's memories. Devil race, sure enough, you guys are in charge of everything. Dogs can't stop themselves from eating shit. Chen Shang sneered. The demon world and demon world were all like the mortal realm, with many different worlds merged together, while the entire new demon world was ruled by the devil race. Previously, the big shots of the devil race were trying to gain fame in the human world, but they wouldn't take the initiative to invade. This was one of their schemes. Chapter 780. The commotion caused by Chen Shang and the rabbit demon during the battle was not small, and had already alarmed the demons that were deeper inside. However, the demons did not check because they felt that it would be safer inside the Great Devil Mountains. Walking out of the dim forest, Long Shui suddenly sensed a group of devil cultivator approaching him. There were a total of 50 to 60 people, but their strength were all not bad. When Long Shui just discovered this group of devil cultivator, Chen Shang had already seen them, and these devil cultivators seemed to know he was here as they quickly ran over. It's you. Chen Shang was not surprised. The two people he saw were the devil race's two people who would never invade the mortal world, but they were only the young man. From Kui Sha's memories, Chen Shang knew that the young man was called Mo Yi, and was the eldest young master of the devil race's patriarch. He had the orthodox Mo clan bloodline, and was even more noble than the demonic I clan. Was extremely surprised. He did not expect to meet Chen Shang here. Previously, he and his father had declared that they would not invade the human world, but now, he had appeared in the Great Devil Mountains. Chen Shang had crippled 5 of Mo Yi's proud subordinates, who were also from the Demon I clan, and this was something that Mo Yi had always kept in mind. Now that Chen Shang was here alone, Mo Yi could only kill him. Kui Sha didn't know too much, but this Mo Yi definitely knew a lot. Chen Shang was secretly excited. He didn't think that this Mo Yi would deliver himself to his doorstep at this time. Aren't you from ancient spirit Great Land? Why did he come to this place? Or did you come out from the depths of Great Devil Mountains? Haha, I knew that you guys had some tricks up your sleeves, and it's really true. You guys can't be trusted at all. Chen Shang laughed. He was not afraid, which surprised Mo Yi. HMPH, since you've already caught sight of me, I definitely can't let you leave here alive. Mo Yi sneered. Chen Shang sarcastically retorted, dogs don't change their way of eating shish * tea. Now you admit that you guys are scheming against the human world. Mo Yi said. So what? You don't have the chance to report it. Kill him, Mo Yi shouted, and then retreated. He did not plan to do it himself. Seeing Mo Yi give the order, Chen Shang grabbed the air. The green dragon demon slain broadsword suddenly appeared, holding the divine blade tightly in his hand. It spun in place, then spat out waves of dragon power chi, wanting to create a huge pressure of millions of jinn that formed into a tornado and pulled all of the incoming devil cultivator into the tornado. Devil cultivator's physical body was very strong, but he couldn't withstand the pressure. In just an instant, those dozens of powerful devil cultivator were crushed to death. Previously, when Chen Shang had consumed the 5 elements profound Dan, his innate chi had recovered very quickly. As long as the other party was not from the Nirvana stage, he would have more than enough strength to deal with them. One had to know that out of his 50 to 60 subordinates, which one wasn't battle-worn. Which one of them wouldn't make others tremble with fear in the devil realm, yet, in front of Chen Shang, they were all instantly killed. On the contrary, he was extremely excited because he felt that he had finally met a powerful opponent. Even in the devil realm, it was very difficult for him to have the chance to fight against someone who was on par with him. Even if he faced a devil cultivator who had just entered the Nirvana stage, he had a certain chance of winning. You are really strong. Mo Yi's handsome and ice-cold face was completely calm as he took out a very long black stick. This item should be at the same level as immortal equipment. Bai Yu said. So what if it was a celestial item? Chen Zhang's green dragon demon slain broadsword was a godly weapon, but if the opponent had very strong power, even if Chen Shang had a godly blade, he would not be able to easily cut off the weapon. You want to kill me? Mo Yi looked into Chen Zhang's eyes and asked. That's because you want to kill me. I can see that you have some skills too. Chen Shang smiled faintly. You don't understand the world of demons, otherwise you would never have thought like this, you would only feel fear towards me. I am indeed surprised that you could kill my subordinates, but you must know that in my eyes, they are nothing more than a bunch of dogs. Mo Yi's voice was ice-cold, carrying a hint of arrogance. Aren't you a member of the orthodox bloodline in the devil race? Chen Shang said. Chen Shang actually knew all this. Mo Yi frowned. Seems like you know quite a lot. Bai Yu was an expert of the heavenly demon realm. One must know that the heavenly demon realm was a powerful, high-grade world that could be compared with the heaven realm. I also know that the group of demons behind Great Devil Mountains want to listen to your devil race. I also know that you're already 600 years old this year. Chen Shang laughed. Chen Shang could clearly see Mo Yi's identity from that Kui Sha's memories. In the world of demons, Mo Yi was one of the few, the strongest existence beneath the Nirvana stage. Then you killed the rabbit and Kui Sha. Mo Yi raised his eyebrows. He was not surprised that Chen Shang had killed the rabbit demon, but he was very clear about Kui Sha's strength. Of course, Chen Shang would not be so vigilant of him. He laughed. I was the one who killed him, but I didn't do anything. That rabbit's poison is really strong, I was just using it a little. Mo Yi laughed coldly. I knew this idiot would do bad things. His poison is indeed enough to poison Quisha to death, but you were the one who killed the rabbit demon, right? It wouldn't be difficult to get something out of this guy's mouth. Both the rabbit demon and Quisha did not go back, and because the Great Devil Mountains made such a big commotion, Mo Yi brought people out to investigate. Chen Shang laughed and said, "It's about that." Mo Yi laughed out loud. "Then you will definitely lose today. You must have consumed quite a lot of your strength in your battle with the rabbit demon." Following Mo Yi's wild laughter, the demonic chi in the air surged, and actually descended from the sky, entering Mo Yi's body, causing his originally thin body to grow larger, ripping off his clothes, revealing his sinister and terrifying muscles. Chen Shang retreated a few steps. The demonic aura that rushed into the sky was extremely strong, like a hurricane. But Chen Shang was not afraid. He cultivated the demon-subduing martial art. He had the green dragon demon-slain broadsword, and that was the same as slaying demons. If he was afraid, he would lose all these powers. You're only so-so, and you're actually using this kind of power. But don't think that I'll be afraid of you just because of this. Chen Shang sneered. Mo Yi roared, holding the black rod. He smashed it towards Chen Zhang's head, producing a strong pressure that tore apart the ground. If Chen Shang was not able to dodge in time, his head might even explode.